Hello and welcome to the Friday Night Social here on Politics Social with me, Graham Hughes, and I'm joined tonight by Mike Dix of Trumpton fame. How you doing, Mike?
I'm all right, Graham. I've had a good day today.
Do you want to be famous for anything else apart from Trumpton? Can I call you Mike Dix of making an
Mike
umbrella
Dix
that you can
fame.
piss in plane? Fame.
Yeah, totally. Mike Dix, the inventor of the umbrella.
The umbrella, which is an umbrella that is also a portable toilet. But wouldn't you get piss on the inside of the toilet?
That is exactly what Alan Titchmarsh said when I was on his show,
and then you
unveiling my invention.
And then you punched him.
He got really pissed off with me because I flirted with his over 70s audience.
Yes.
I don't. If you saw the clip, we'd probably have to share the clip at some point. But
yeah,
he just cut me off at the point that I got some agreement from this female audience. Basically, right, bye, Mike.
Cheerio. But it wasn't. Was it not for men? It was just for women. Then
it was for ladies to protect their dignity.
Yes, indeed. Moj and Sabian saying it's not like Politics Social to be late. I keep telling people, Mike, I'm never late. Nor am I early. I arrive precisely when I mean to. So a year ago, we thought everything was going to change for the better, Mr. Tusk 27 says. Things can only
Tories.
Get better, we were told.
They did, didn't they?
Which was true. I mean, they couldn't get much fucking worse, could they? But it's been a year of disappointment, hasn't it? It's like getting dead excited about something exciting happening in your life, and you get dead excited about it, and then it happens. And then it's not what all it cracked up to be.
My experience a year ago was that I was campaigning for Tom Gray in Brighton, and he lost. So we had the most sort of slightly disappointed celebration party in a pub that lasted for about half an hour. Basically, everyone going, "Yay, we won nationally!" And but that probably sums up the year, really, doesn't it? Yay, we won. Got work to do, and here come riots. And
here come riots, the Farage riots.
Trump.
Yeah. Hello, Supertanskiii.
Hello, Graham.
I'm so jealous of your camera. You look fabulous.
Thank you.
Do you ever worry about
the camera?
Like while
I don't think it's the camera
streaming, like the cat's just coming in one door and then walking out the other, and you won't even know because they're behind you.
I'm more worried that someone's going to like walk past.
You could hold up a sign.
I watched your live show. Sorry, Tanner. I watched your live stream this afternoon, and I became obsessed with looking at your toilet through that back door.
Could you see it?
Yeah, all the way through.
I was going to comment, but you're not supposed to tell a lady when you can see her toilet. Jesus, any decorum.
I didn't know. I pushed the door aside because otherwise the cats will just start going at any closed door. They'll just start scraping at it.
Yeah. I don't know what you talked about. I was just trying to identify the make and model of your toilet throughout the whole show.
Oh, fuck. I don't know what was going on there. Like I thought that I'd got away with that. Bollocks. It was impromptu. It was just a quick one.
Yeah.
But it turns out that it's a bit quiet on YouTube on a Friday at 6 p.m.
Well, it's letting people know that you're going to be doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's one of the issues is people have already got the schedule, you know, and like sort of when you get to my age, you know, if you want to go see your fucking mates, right, you got to give them like 6 months fucking notice because they got to sort out the babysitters and they got to do this, they got to do that.
Oh, I know.
Oh God, anyway. I just wanted to say a big shout out to everyone in the chat. We've got one Angry Pagan in there. We've got Chrissy. We've got Jane Lockwood and Sarah Davis and Tracy in there. We've got Mojo Sabian. We've got Scott, different Scott, not our Scott. Scott might be along in a moment. We've got Colin in there as well. If you'd like to join our beautiful friends in the beautiful chat, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button, right?
Yay,
well, there's two things you got to do. Number one, press the subscribe button. Number two, don't be a troll. Any trolls, muted and booted. You will be treated like a eunuch at an orgy. You'll be able to watch everyone have a lot of fun, and you won't be able to get involved yourself.
You'll be like Lindsay Hoyle.
Yeah, you're going to be like
the limp dick at an orgy.
It's going to be as much use as a floppy strap-on. Anyway, so who else we got? We got Steve Martin in the chat. Hey, Steve.
Wow.
Loved you in the jerk.
The Steve Martin.
The Steve Martin is in the chat. We also have a Colin Baker who played Doctor Who in the chat as well. Don't know if it's the same one, but that's pretty cool as well. So what were we doing a year ago today, Supertanskiii?
We were having a lot of fun.
We were having a lot.
Actually,
riggedy wrecked.
I was trying to get wrecked. I was so stressed after weeks and weeks of playing that fucking party, and all associated stresses that came with that. And I could not get drunk that night. I don't know if it was just simply the fact that I was just like hyped up, but it had been a very stressful lead up to that election. Yeah, but it was I can't believe I was looking back at some of the photos of when Vorders turned up at our after party, and the picture of you like it's like Vorders blinking into the frame of that. And then me and you were on the 6 o'clock news.
Were we?
Yeah,
on the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah, because I went to this thing where it was like Hugh Grant in conversation, right? It was a hacked off event. And in the toilets, I made friends with a Reuters photojournalist who was legendary. Her and her friend were like slagging off Sunak. And we got chatting and we exchanged like socials and stuff. And I gave her a ticket to our party. And that's how it ended up getting broadcast all over like the papers and everything. And the footage of me and you, Graham, jumping around like all happy.
Yeah.
Right after on the 6 o'clock.
Right after they gave the exit poll at 10 o'clock.
No. It was on the 6 o'clock news the next. Oh, yeah, us. Yeah.
No, 11 o'clock. Was it 11 o'clock the exit poll came out?
10
When did the
o'clock.
polls
10
close?
o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10.
And everyone's like, yes!
So there's in this like news roundup, someone recorded it and sent it to me. There's like Starmer going, and then there's me and you walking around like
Starmer.
Like all like happy, not knowing what would come next. But it was.
We did it! Yay!
Yeah, we did it, and then you decided to fucking oust Sue Gray and get him McSweeney. I fucking hate McSweeney. But no, it was that's how we ended up getting on in the Guardian. They're like the least flattering picture known to man of me in the world.
Oh, but you look dead excited.
I look like I'm all chin. That's how I look.
I'm just gonna overlay the picture of me and Carol over the
one that I put in the chat.
The one that you put in the chat. You won't be able to see it, but the folks at home will. There you go. There's the picture of me and Carol. That's one for up the arse corner, that isn't it?
I like the one where me and what was it?
Pegging, just like the Prince of Wales.
The Prince of Pegging.
There's so many. I like the photo that you've got as the cover. I think it is for Politics Social. Yeah. Where there's like me going, the phone, and then you've got
phone. Like, I like that one as well. That's
around.
Good. I like that. We've got another photo here. We've got a photo of.
Wish I could see it.
Of our wonderful friends. Carol Vorderman's on it. You're on it, going like this. Which is brilliant. Which is really cool. Yeah, I fucking get in. I think it was the moment that Rees-Mogg lost his seat. And then we've got Faux Bojo himself, our friend Drew, who dresses up as Boris Johnson for a living. And he was there as well. So I'll just bring this up on the screen for everyone. Everyone's delegation who's watching this.
So surreal, like spending the night basically with Boris Johnson.
Boris? Why would you not want to spend the night with Boris Johnson? Oh, God, hang on. And oh my God.
Tan, I definitely think we've got to clip that.
There we go.
Supertanskiii says she spent the night with Boris Johnson.
No!
Going viral.
What is wrong with you, Mike?
Mike,
Mike,
I'd rather glue myself shut, man. I'd rather take a needle and thread.
Oh, fuck. No. Oh, not good. We got a couple of super chats. Thanks very much to Jovian for the £2 super chat. And also Andy Thompson has dropped in a £5 super chat. If you're rude in the chat, you'll be as welcome as a socialist in the Labour Party. I see what you've done there, mate.
Topical.
I like it. No, there was a really... Alan Jackson is saying, I remember that moment when Vorders appeared behind you. that was a really magical moment. I've watched that back a few times. When
me and her having a hug and jumping around, going, "We did it!"
So Mike, you might not know this. I don't know if you ever saw it, but basically, we were staying at this Airbnb in London, the gang of us, and unbeknownst to me, a couple of the guys had invited Vorders along with. Yeah, was it you, Tan? Did you sort of wangle that one?
She was supposed to come to our party, but she got booked on, I think it was Channel 4 or something.
She was on Channel 4 and she was on LBC that night.
And LBC, and she was doing the rounds, and I'd managed to swag this like amazing triplex or something. It was like it had a basement downstairs, really dangerous stairs, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it had like
really dangerous stairs,
like 3 floors, and I was on the very top floor and I had to climb up there pissed. And we didn't know she was coming or not.
Okay, so it was a surprise for everybody.
Well, I think Josh had texted her, but I'd been in touch with her kind of like on and off throughout the night, and then she was like, no, I will. I said I was going to come, and she swung by to the afters, and there's like you live streaming.
I was live streaming, and I saw Josh and Josh's girlfriend coming down the stairs. I sort of turned and saw people coming down the stairs, and I saw them, and then I was talking on the chat, I was doing this, and I can see myself on my video screen, and I just it was Carol Foreman like peering over my shoulder, and she's like, "Oh, hello, Graham," and I'm like,
yeah. Brilliant.
I remember you were like the genuine surprise of it.
It was like, it's Carol fucking Vorderman.
It was unbelievable. I think that was just after Rees-Mogg had lost his seat, and then I tried foolishly to try and get some sleep, but because it was like a triplex or whatever it is, like everything echoed all the way up to the top of the house. And then I was just about to try and sleep, and then Liz Truss lost her seat, and you were away. The whole place was going, but it was a weird like rogues motley crew of people from the party and like all the movement forward nerds, bless them, and spreadsheets doing things on their like, individual laptop.
Tactical voting.
We're
all about the tactical voting here.
No, they're legends, man. They actually kind of worked out everything.
They did.
Really difficult to work all that out, like behind the scenes.
So, One Angry Pagan's giving this government 5 out of 10 so far. Does anyone think that's a bit generous? What would you give their comms out of 10?
That's got to be a
nil.
What's the bottom end of the scale, and 0. How far into negative can we go?
Negative, yeah.
But it's like, do you reckon their comms department's actually working for Refuck or for the Tories or something, or for the Kremlin?
Funded by Tufts.
How can they be that bad?
Like, not working.
It can't be that difficult. Come on, it's like, I mean, we're sitting here going, "Oh, it must be easy," right? And we know that doing this stuff isn't necessarily as easy as we make it look, right? But it's not that hard. And if it was your full-time job and there was a gang of yous, come on.
Yeah. I mean, I think to be fair, it's difficult when you've spent 14 years in opposition doing social media and whatever and doing comms, because opposition is an easier game to play on social media.
Hi, Scott.
Hi, guys. Sorry I'm late.
Hi, Scott. Good evening.
Right. Nice to
but it's like, ultimately, there's a lot of highly paid Tristams and Susannas in that department, and they're just not doing the job properly at all, basically.
It's so mad.
You have to say sometimes the Tories were better at their comms and social media.
The Tories have always been better at their comms because they work with like Saatchi and Saatchi. They work at the big advertising companies because they're all Tories themselves, and obviously they're very rich. They don't want to pay tax.
Well,
I met a guy today who's a professor of marketing and at the University of London, and he was saying that he's done work for the Tories and the Labour Party in researching human responses to advertising. And he said the biggest problem in the Labour Party was I had no idea who was in charge.
Yeah,
I just couldn't work out within that department who I was supposed to be responding to at any given moment. Whereas the Tories just had a direct command.
We just got a raid. We just got a raid from Max's channel. Hi everyone who's come over from Max's channel. Hello.
They're called a technocratic. Like they're being referred to as a technocratic party. It's like, you fucking kidding me? Like, do you know that Nigel Farage has got more TikTok followers than any other of the MPs combined?
Yes.
Combined.
Yes.
I mean, he knows what he's doing. He's paying for that. He's undoubtedly.
Well, his team
paying.
are. He's got people who know what they're
He's
doing.
getting donors to get that money together. But the thing is, like, Labour are like not on the pulse in any respect, and especially that. So they've got like no idea of the temperature of the country unless it's coming out of a focus group, and they're just totally out of touch. And someone I really respect the other day did say, I don't think they have any clue what it's like for anyone outside of their bubble, and I think they're.
Well, we got one Angry Pagan saying comms is definitely a 1 to 2 out of 10. Vendetta is 1 out of 10 for everything so far. We've got Mojo Sabian giving them a solid 2.5. I don't think you can have a solid half. I think if you've got to use the word solid, it's got to be a whole number.
It's got to be a rounded number.
It's got to be a man. It's got to be. You can't give someone.
And in this case, you've got to round down as well. It's got to be 2, not a 3.
Well, that's purely because they're not Boris Johnson or Rishi Sunak, and that's.
You get the neurodivergent half hour here. You can't have half.
Half. Take it back. Take it back.
How dare you? How very dare you? Tan, you do know there's a cat behind you? Yeah.
No, I wasn't aware. No.
Okay, there is a cat behind you, just in case.
Fred.
Just in case. I didn't want you going, oh my God! How did I get there?
There he is.
How's Scott doing? Hey Scott, how you doing? Are you having a good 4th of July?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Medicare's gone! No more Medicare!
Look at that big, beautiful bill.
Yes, big, beautiful bill. No more Medicare.
To die for preventable diseases.
United States of America. The Republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Fuck
that's enthusiastic enough to let you back in the country.
The best way I saw it done was on Hairspray, where they went, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. They
did the Macarena while they were...
Not the Macarena, like, it was the 50s.
What does it mean to pledge allegiance to a flag anyway? What does that mean?
It's all school kids do it just before at the beginning of the day.
Flag shaggers?
But is it just like
pledge allegiance to the flag? And every classroom in America has an American flag in it.
And
the flag tells you all what to do? Or
do you know there's
is it like a Muppet flag that actually gives you orders and tells you what to do?
No.
Invade the Middle East.
It's literally just there, and you pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance just there. I did it.
Yeah,
that's good.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
L in the chat's giving them a solid 1.3333 recurring out of 10.
I am just like, this is a point, right now politically, where I just kind of feel like, oh my God, how much better was it when we just got told to stay at home?
Yeah. I think we're becoming numb. I think we're becoming uncomfortably numb.
Uncomfortably numb.
That's the way
I don't feel that way. I wake up every morning, right? Like everybody else who wakes up. I wake up every morning, and I got the LBC will come on or whatever, and I hear just stupid news stories. 30% of people that voted for Labour said they wouldn't do it again. Oh, and Bob Villan said bad things about the IDF. BBC are in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Like, Rachel Reeves cried.
The right wing control the information.
It is so tedious and tiring and ridiculous. And it's just like, when we were sitting at home, doing this, at least, like, there weren't any wars that were just raging on the West. Like, I just want it all to go back.
Good old days.
Apocalypse! Bring back the apocalypse!
Bring back the pandemic. That's what I say.
Good old days of COVID.
You remember when you didn't know if you'd live or die?
And you just had to stay at home, because...
that's how a lot of us felt in the 2000s, like thinking back to the days of the IRA, because we had all these terrorist attacks like 7/7. There was no warning. The IRA used to call up and say, we're going to do this bombing, get people out. They were
finish your pint, walk out to the street.
They were like the gentleman bombers.
Sometimes.
I'm tired. I'm just really tired, and I think I probably showed that last week when I just got like just to a point where I was just like, I'm rambling on about what's going on in America, what's going on here. And I just get to, oh, fuck off.
Mate, I've had about 10 breakdowns in the last 5 years. More possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just gets to a point where I just, I want to just put the TV on. I just watch crap on the
I
TV.
do,
Just
though. That's how you survive.
and how privileged am I? Like, how lucky am I to do that? And I think about things like what is going on in America is just unbelievable. I mean, what is this alligator Auschwitz going on? Like,
They're
what
feeding
the
people to
fuck
alligators.
is that?
They don't know that it's a bad thing to feed people to alligators.
Feeding people to what?
They've got like a super jail that they've set up in Florida to put all the
5,000 people under canvas in a hurricane zone,
it's
surrounded
called,
by alligators.
Have you not heard of the
snakes.
alligator Alcatraz?
Yeah.
Have you not seen someone shared with me a picture the other day about how white supremacists have a long-term fixation with alligators eating black and brown people, and you can see I don't know if you can see the images that they used to have of
Are you serious?
No, there's actual old pictures here of little African licorice drops with a black baby getting eaten by an alligator.
Jesus Christ!
And
it's unreal. It's unreal what's America has just gone back 200 years. It's crazy.
You know what Luma said the other day? She was openly accusing the new fella, I've forgotten his name, who's just been of being a Muhammad that's a savage that eats with his hands, basically.
And that he cheered on 9/11. That happened when he was 9.
Fucking unbelievable. They're not even hiding it. And
Trump's talking about deporting him, isn't he?
Yeah, Trump was talking about arresting him. We can't have a communist. We'll have to arrest him.
Yeah,
you can't arrest people for being communist.
He's not even a communist.
He's not even a fucking communist.
Because he was born in Uganda.
30 odd billion has just been given to ICE. That's I think Aid said earlier, it's like a Bezos wedding's worth of money going to ICE.
It's actually more than their military budget.
Yeah,
more than the Russian military budget.
Not the American military budget. It's crazy.
They need to fill up the jails. The jails aren't as full as they used to be because people are committing less crimes.
Well,
George, thank you very much for the £5 super chats. Of course, this time last year, we were also still optimistic that Trump wasn't going to take a second term, weren't we? Well,
I was optimistic. I mean, because this is what I was terrified of.
We
live in this world now. Well done, congratulations.
Just to be fair, because I'll say it instead of Graham. I'm not sure Graham was optimistic that we wouldn't get a Trump second term.
I wasn't
pretty cocksure it was going to happen.
I was saying he's going to win it. I was saying it on the bloody night, and then you guys stayed up and watched. And just so you're aware, we're 4 minutes away from the official anniversary of the exit polls. So
what a night. I mean,
what are we going to do? Who's got the best David Dimbleby voice to recreate the moment?
I can't remember David Dimbleby's voice. We were watching that. We had Channel 4 News on. We had Krishnan and Guru Murphy, didn't we? And was it Krishnan and Guru Murphy? And no, it was Emily Maitlis and someone else. I think it was Krishnan and Guru Murphy, if my memory
came up on.
It was
huge.
Yeah. And it was.
And they had Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart as well.
And then we were in all the papers the next day.
On a big screen. Yeah, me and my 7,000 chins were in the paper the next day.
Yeah, a couple of mine were there too.
I'm just sending kisses over to Maximilian for sending everyone over here. He wants to know if it worked. Yeah.
Who is Max? Max who? What's going on?
Maximilian Robespierre.
Oh, Robespierre,
He's in our group. He's in our group, Scott. You know when it comes up with... Oh, you probably don't have his number in the phone. I'll tell you his real name later when we're not streaming. That's his nom de guerre.
Have I met him before?
Not in real life. Not IRL.
In real life. No, I've been.
He lives in Italy. He lives in Italy.
Oh, I've never been there. So
he does the Sunday roast with Alex.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I must have met him then because I did Sunday roast.
He's he's like quite softly spoken Irish
guy.
Oh, I did Sunday roast with Alex. So
he's a bloody nice guy. So's Alex though.
They all are.
Alex is lovely.
Everyone, we're all lovely though.
Very easy on the eye.
Oh, yeah. Alex is.
This is gorgeous.
I would do something to that man, and he knows what I told him.
With his man.
I literally told him, I said, oh my God, what I would do to you. He laughed, he didn't know what to say. I honestly thought at that moment he had never met a homosexual before. There's just no way you could be so shocked.
It was all a complete surprise to him.
He was like, a man fancies me? What the hell? And I'm like, every man fancies you. What are you talking about?
I think you'll find he's a bit more laissez-faire about that than you'd think. But
it was just the way he laughed. Like, it was so hysterical and nervous. He was just like, oh my God, what did you just say to me?
He's like a big, like, lovely, friendly teddy bear.
He is adorable, and I love him. I hope he's watching. I hope he hears this. I've
always had the decency not to say the things that you said very blatantly out loud.
That was at the thing a year ago. It was a year ago today. I confessed my love to him.
Pygmalion just dropped £2 in the super chat. Thank you very much. Thing got better. I don't think things are better. Well, are they in this country? In this country, some things are better. The NHS is better. I've got to say, like, my experience of the NHS in the last 12 months has been better than my experience of the NHS in the preceding 12 years.
Yeah,
I completely concur.
I agree. I got like,
and also it's getting better. But this comes down to comms, doesn't it? The story this week largely for them has been about Rachel Reeves having a tear. The following day, they roll out the NHS 10-year plan, which is full of good stuff, really thought out, good thoughts. You know, and it's, have we heard anything about that? No, because they're not controlling the news stories, basically. The next day, it was all about what's upset Rachel.
It was insane.
Tia's beer and Rachel's tear.
Listening to, like, I listen to LBC a lot, right? But listening to the pundits, the political journalists, well, they said it was really personal. So we're trying to find out what it was about. And it was like,
well, Kemi
what part of personal are you all having a hard time with?
Well, they were trying to, like, dig it out. Like, Adam Bienkov released an exclusive which spoke to Kemi Badenoch's spokesperson, who was saying that she must reveal immediately what it is. It was just and Badenoch was openly, like, goading her while she was visibly upset on the bench
doing PMQs. Yeah,
she could see directly at her. She could see how upset she was.
Yeah,
there's like,
and she wants to be well, I'm sorry, there's no other word for it. To see you next Tuesday about it, and it's ridiculous.
But just before we go on, Scott, it's now 10 o'clock. It is now exactly a year since the exit poll came in. The exit poll came in everywhere.
It's a Labour
and the polls are closed. And we're calling it for Labour.
Oh, massively.
Joy to you all. Imagine the next 12 months of joy that you're all going to experience.
12 months of frustration.
A majority Labour Party. In a year's time, nobody will be even thinking about
Jeremy fucking Corbyn this week, guys.
No,
what the hell?
Okay, all right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that, because I teased that this morning. I said, well, we'll probably end up talking about that in Friday Night Social. And Phil and I we brushed upon it this afternoon, but we are going to get into that later.
I discussed it earlier.
But before we do, I just wanted to say, what was it? The Reverend Kathy saying things are actually getting better. Still a long way to go, but getting better. I'm more optimistic than I was this time last year. And I want to echo that. Do you know why, right? There were 4 things that Labour have done that have pissed people off massively. There's the winter fuel allowance, which they've done a massive U-turn on. There was the going after PIP for some fucking reason, which they've done a U-turn on. There's not doing a national inquiry into child abuse, gangs, that they've done a U-turn on that. The last one they need to do a U-turn on is being horrible to trans people. So let's stop being horrible to trans people, Labour. So that's going to be my mission when I go to the conference in September. I'm just everyone I speak to, I'm going to be like, right, you got to do this. You got to address this problem, because everyone thinks that you are massively anti-trans.
Do a fringe event, I think. Like, if you could do...
It's not a thought. They are. Sorry, Tan. Sorry.
Fucking hell, Scott. Let Tan talk.
I'm sorry, Tan. Sorry.
No, I was going to say...
Go on, Tan, talk. Tan, go on.
Don't let us interrupt you, Tan.
You should do it when you're ready. Again.
The floor is yours, Tan.
Go on.
Do a fringe event at the, where was it? The where did we do it last time? It was
did it last time at the ship Camp and Furnace.
Camp and Furnace, nice little venue, good stage, good size for a fringe event, and we filled it up, didn't we?
We did fill it up, but it cost us a lot of money. Well, no, it cost Phil Morehouse a lot of money. He paid for that.
Was it covered by tickets or?
No, nowhere near. Absolutely nowhere near. And like even if we'd sold every ticket, we wouldn't have made the money back. It
Oh,
was
that
dead expensive to get that place because it was so close to the venue, and also it was like a big.
Wasn't
big
that
place.
close?
And I got a discount on the place because I know the guys who own the bloody place.
Lovely.
That pissed me off.
What I was
Not
going
much
to
of a
say,
discount.
dude, I could do an LGBT like event at the fucking hell at the conference.
That would be really good. Well,
yeah,
I'm
it's
trying to
big.
get the place that we had last year, which you didn't go to, Tam, but it was me and Mike Galsworthy came, and Femi was there, and we were talking about the EU, getting back into the EU.
Mike Galsworthy's a lot of fun at parties.
He's a good lad. I like
A lot
him.
of fun at parties.
That was really good. That was when we met. We met with Hugh Grant, which you honestly, Tan, if you hadn't met him yourself, you would be like, oh my god, you got to meet Hugh Grant. But then I told you, and you're like, yeah, I get to meet him all the time.
I do get to meet. Yeah, I have met him a few times. Yeah, he gave me a nickname.
Yeah, what was the nickname?
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
I'm not going into why, and I
Makes-
can't go into why because it would give away something really personal.
Okay. But yes.
Why are you rubbing your nose?
Because
What?
I've got hay fever, like
Oh,
mad
oh.
hay fever.
I thought that was a clue.
No, no way. No way is that a clue. Why can't-
Is Hugh Grant's gack dealer called Benjamin, and he has long blonde
She's not
hair
happy.
Yeah, because I
and,
look,
and an Essex accent.
I'm the quintessential gack dealer, me. Yeah, I've got
Michael
no
Gove comes to
I've got no
you.
car. I've got no car for a start, and I'm 5'4". Like anyone's going to be intimidated.
Oh, that could be the flag for Glastonbury next time. It could be Michael Gove's dealer and an arrow.
That's what
Amazing.
I always refer to it as in videos now. It's like, oh, well, that MP's been bang on the Gove because
The Gove.
ever since that time he turned up at that Aberdeen rave. What the fuck was that all about? Sometimes I miss the mad stories from the Tories, like the guy doing the coke off the baking tray,
Yep.
the brothel, the guy that got kidnapped, called up an elderly constituent asking for money. It was the same guy that had
I
also
need £3,000 immediately from the
for
party
bad
funds.
people. But the best
Yeah.
bit was it wasn't even his first offence. He'd also, in the past, got a dog pissed. And it was like this litany of things that he'd done. It was, what the fuck? You got a dog pissed. That really tipped people over the edge.
I mean, that
Yeah.
sort of stuff is really funny, but like when we look back on it, but at the time, it is terrible.
It was like, what? Sometimes there were 3 scandals in a day, and you just couldn't keep up. You had to pick one for your video because you just couldn't cover them all.
I mean, listen, you've got to say the Labour Party has got some discipline. With the majority of the size they've got, I was really worried they'd have a lot of bad candidates.
No,
you know,
only
'cause
a
there was
few, yeah.
there was a lot of paper candidates, weren't there, that really didn't expect to win. And,
Yeah.
and you think how much were they vetted, and what kind of terrible scandals
Well,
will we get to find out?
better
But there's
than the
not been
Reform
many,
ones
has there?
were.
Yeah, better than the reform paper candidates.
Exactly.
were
Because
there,
those have all turned out to be quite shocking. Like
quite shocked. AI candidates were my favourite. And what about the Rupert Lowe's new party, right? He's got this new party that Susan Hall's joined, and their main
Oh, God.
objectives
Good
are
Lord.
their main
That's a
objectives,
party I don't want to go to.
their 2 main objectives are like I can't remember what it's called now, sub-migration, so where you've kind of got less, I don't know how
Suck
they describe-
migration. What?
Something where it's
Suck it, baby. Suck that gration.
where it's less than the like native or something like that.
Negative.
I think it
Negative
already-
migration.
negative migration, and the death penalty.
Oh, nice. Okay, because we missed that.
And Reform's just taken on a candidate that was a Tory before, who got suspended for using the N-word in a
Wow.
committee meeting.
Nice.
But Theresa May
Seems like a
reinstated.
nice person.
She was desperate for votes when there was the big vote, so she.
Yeah.
Of course, racism is forgiven when you need.
Well,
something.
Theresa May, who lost the Westminster.
Oh, what Miss Windrush scandal herself? Oh, well,
the paedophile ring papers. That's okay because they're white Tories, so who cares about that? No riots over that, eh?
No. Just want to say welcome. You are awesome to Ori for being a member for 12 months. Hello all, just dropping by. So burnt out with politics right now. I completely appreciate that. But
What's that like?
you lot still make me smile. So we're doing something right. Yay.
What's being burnt out by politics like? I've never heard of it. Never heard of
And
it.
also,
I wonder how that goes.
Mojo Sabian is saying I'm a Camberwick Green man myself. Is that code for cannabis?
I thought you said
guess.
Cameron
No.
whipped cream, and I was like, is that some kind of youth?
They are discussing the various areas of Trumptonshire, and the people of Trumpton are very opposed to the immigrants from Camberwick Green.
I'm for Trumpton.
Okay,
the only knowledge I have of Trumpton is raves. Like
Jiggly.
they were sampled in a rave tune years ago. It was really good.
I remember was it the prod you did Charlie Says?
Yes.
Charlie Says, always tell your mama before you go off somewhere. Yeah,
So
it was that.
I watched the latest Final Destination movie this week. And I came to a realization, these filmmakers from America, they'd obviously watched those like public information films in the 1970s, where someone got on a boat and it blew up, or they went too close to power lines or ice or something, and they died horribly because
flying a kite near
flying a kite, and then they obviously watched all of them and said, let's make a movie, and it's basically all this is what I'm, like there's a kid with a kite, and it's like,
I just think of Michael Spicer. He wouldn't boil a kettle on a boat. Those things that he did. Oh, there's danger around the corner. That kettle.
She's putting the kettle on a boat.
Don't
put the kettle on a boat. I remember that advert with the fucking boat blew up, and it just blew my mind. Like, how many people have boats that they need an advert on national TV to say, watch out, boats can blow up?
Well, the orcas, that's like the orcas' next step, I reckon. Like, they've started like bashing into billionaires' yachts. Now I think the next step is like proper terrorism. I think they start planting bombs on. Hopefully J.K. Rowling's yacht will be very safe.
The Russians trained dolphins and orcas, didn't they, to plant bombs on the bottom of ships? So maybe they've got
bombs?
Yeah, during the Cold War, they trained dolphins, and they found a dolphin in Sweden.
Fucking hell.
With this bomb strapped to its back.
They didn't train it very well if it went all the way to Sweden.
I'm absolutely serious. Absolutely serious.
They trained orcas to be suicide bombers.
Like an ill-tempered sea bass. With freaking lasers on their heads.
I can't remember what the animal was, but the Germans apparently trained an animal to plant mines under tanks.
Oh, I don't believe.
No, seriously,
monkeys.
But they trained them on Panzer tanks. So when they actually tried them in the battlefield, they just turned around, ran under the German tanks, and blew up some tanks, basically. So
was it monkeys?
I think it was dogs or something. I can't remember what it was.
Wow, that's bright.
We'd have to Google it.
Oh, that makes sense, actually.
Brett Wall's asking about the best free editing software for podcasting. If you're out there, just want to get the most product of
Depends what kind of podcast you're doing.
Now, Adobe do a free thing, which is Adobe fucking podcast cleanup enhancer. It's called Adobe Podcast Enhancer. I really recommend it if you've got shit audio. I have saved some of the shittest audio that I've ever filmed. I thought I was going to have to just drop the footage or ADR the motherfucker. Which I hate doing because it never sounds right.
Does it completely get rid of a Liverpool accent?
No. Doesn't make me sound like a normal person.
Not that good then.
Doesn't make me sound like I've got a university degree.
What's the point then?
Or a lick of common sense.
A lick of common sense?
Lick of common sense.
What's he saying? What do you mean by editing? Does he mean like audio? What? I don't know.
Video.
But Adobe's not free. Like the Adobe suite is ridiculously expensive. It's about like 30 quid a month.
I use CapCut. But I'm not the best person to ask because my quality is eternally shonky.
The last time I edited a podcast, I used Audacity.
Yeah, you have all the audacity.
Is Audacity free? Is that the free one?
It was an actual program that you clearly don't even know what it is. That's how long ago it was.
The audacity. But no, Audacity is going.
It's open source. And it's very good stuff.
I was recommended it when I was going to do when I did a guess what on something, and it's all right. Yeah, it's still going.
But also a lot of the podcast streaming channels, depending on who you stream the podcast through, they have pretty good online editors.
Audio Hijack or something. Is that one, or am I making that up in my head?
I don't know.
If not, we should just make it a startup and we'll launch it here.
You know
sell some shares.
You know that Mike's still logged in as me. Because he's written some messages into the chat and I didn't write them.
I just realised
I had this like out of body experience where I was like, I don't
what
know
chat?
That.
Look at me writing my message.
On the chat, the chat at the side of the screen.
Oh shit! I can't see it because I've.
I never see it. I never see it.
Brian, can't you make it come on here?
Do you know what? It's so fucked up.
Yeah,
because
I will watch.
I will watch. Sometimes I'll watch back, and you have like the streaming on the side, like the comment streaming on the side, and I see like people replying to things I'm saying, or saying goodbye to me and shit, and I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I didn't see any of that.
If you go on your phone onto the video and just turn the video, you don't have to have the video on. You just have the chat on. You can have it on your phone.
I don't ever see any of it.
And you could have.
You can if you go to the
if you go
to the YouTube broadcast, you can pop out the chat as a little window, and then you can set it next to the Zoom window.
I know how to do that. I just haven't done it.
I've never done it.
Are you mansplaining YouTube to me?
I can't
explain it to me. I don't know.
I can't do anything about idleness, Tan. I can just relay the technical details.
I think there's a term in London that I want to use on you, and that is suck your mum. How do I get onto this bitch?
Look, I put the link into our WhatsApp chat, so if you're on your phone, and then
I'm getting into it. It's just being an absolute dick.
I'm in it,
I don't know.
And now I need to go into the live chat, so I can pop this out.
Pop it out. Go on.
Tan, if you explain
Don't
something,
me, love.
If you explain something in a patronising manner, is that tansplaining?
I have used the phrase. I'm sorry to tansplain.
Tansplained.
I have used that phrase because I realise that I can be a bit of a tosser too. Just like
Andy, you know, Tan, you got the camera that follows you around, and Phil Morehouse got one because you got one. Basically.
Wait, did you get one because I got one?
And then he was streaming with him this afternoon, and it kept moving. He doesn't like being in the centre of the camera. He always likes to be down here, and it kept moving to put him in the centre, and he kept getting so ratty. He was like, "Stop moving to the camera!" And everyone's like, "Have you got a cameraman in your room?"
There's a very easy way to stop it, and what you do is you go, "I'm going to do it now." Hi, Tiny. Unlock me.
Ooh. Ooh.
Is that what you said to your last boyfriend?
Hey!
He never got a rest. He died of exhaustion, darling.
Pygmalion says, until I met Graham in real life, I thought he was a Muppet. I think you got that the wrong way around, mate. It's like when I met him in real life, he turned out to be an absolute fucking Muppet.
That's kind of
Kermit the Frog. You look more like the Swedish Chef more than anything else.
I was supposed to share this. 1 second, I'm just going to go share.
Such a racist program.
You were supposed to share it.
Yeah, but it's not my fault that you don't post it yourself on Blue Sky or bloody.
Oh, because I don't get like one bloody view. The only interaction I've ever had on Blue Sky was James O'Brien blocking me. That was it.
I had
highlights of my time on Blue Sky.
I had Natasha Devon block me on there, and we've actually spoken in real life. That was funny.
My God. Andy Thompson, thank you very much for the £2 super chat, my friend. Does the Adobe app insert plugs for Graham's book? No, but it fucking should do.
I thought he was going to say plugs for your butt.
Butt plugs, yes.
I saw today advertised on TikTok a butt plug ice tray. I thought it was a bit pointless.
In this weather, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't last long.
Straight up the arse.
Mojo Sapien says, I always confuse Graham with Dave Lister. Is that racist? Well, I mean, if Dave Lister got recast as me, I think people would have things to say.
It's completely racist.
Yeah, it's completely racist.
Dave Lister.
So, guys, we've managed about a week of the year of Labour so far, and now we've got onto ice butt plugs.
Mike,
side quest Soros.
Stop trying to corral us all.
I was
just trying to get. Maybe let's get back to the subject a little bit.
Oh, nerd alert! Let's get back to the subject and stop talking about art.
I like Oliver's comments. The cheek of James O'Brien. The cheek of James O'Brien. The cheek of it. Yes.
Cheek of his butt.
Indeed, the cheek of it. God damn it.
Oh my God! Who is this? Last time I saw TGA, he was inappropriately touching goths. Good times. When was this? When did this happen?
Who's been touching goths?
Who's TGA?
Me, apparently.
Well done.
Who's TGA?
It's not normal. It's
Scott,
normal. That's me. It's my tag online.
When we go to Smashing Pumpkins in August, you will definitely probably be touching some goths.
I'm hoping to touch Graham.
That's next month.
Are you coming, Graham? You are definitely.
Yeah, you said you got the ticket.
I do have a ticket.
Okay.
You'd have to be quiet about it.
We're definitely going next month. I don't
think I've properly informed my my lovely partner yet that I'm going to be fucking off for a couple
We're
of
gonna
days.
be.
Let's go watch this match.
What a
Watch the
gig!
Pumpkins.
What a gig! Have you guys ever seen White Lies live?
No.
I've never listened to them. I'm only going for Skunk Anansie. I'm not a big Smashing Pumpkins fan.
And I'm really
White
pissed with
Lies are opening.
Billy
They're
Corgan
great.
for being a big Trumpy weirdo. He's a massive conspiracy theorist these days.
Who is the lead singer of White Lies?
No, Billy Corgan.
He's a weirdo now. Yeah.
Weirdo. Listen, I'm going to go close the curtain because I realise that all my neighbours can see in here. So I'll be back in a moment. I'll be back.
Have you got no trousers on again?
That's what I was just about to say. He's got
trousers
no
on.
trousers
What happened to your trousers?
I can see his wing.
See, I'll show you.
That's what. Ever since he got back from Glastonbury, he's not been able to put trousers on. It's actually something that was spreading around at the festival. It's an illness.
A lot of chafing.
He's not allowed them. God, I think I would have died if I was there. It was so hot.
There we go. You saw my trousers, right?
No.
Oh.
There's no evidence you're wearing trousers.
Oh, well, never mind. There's no law against that. Anyway.
Are you just in your pants?
Sorry, what?
Are you just in your underwear?
I'm just in underwear, like I can afford underwear. Right, Tanskiii seems to have a one-track mind this evening, says Anne Phillips. Ooh.
I'm just in really good spirits for once. Like,
I love it.
Hey, you know what, Tan? It's really good to see that.
Yeah, I am.
It's really good.
I'm like, I've recovered. I did take about, pretty much almost like 2 weeks off to feel a bit better. And I'm doing well. I'm actually really looking after myself. I'm doing fucking yoga at like 8 a.m. Yeah, I'm doing yoga.
That's pretty cool.
I am
Mr. Glitch. I know who Mr. Glitch is. Mr. Glitch. Hi, how are you? He's a friend of mine's ex. Yeah, a friend of mine's ex. And yes, I probably was touching goths in front of him.
Mr. Glitch, be my bitch.
Scott's doing a whole different show with the chat.
Many a year ago.
I've just shared it on the SS Team Building app, otherwise known as X. So you're likely to get some twats in your chat very soon.
Paul in the chat is saying, "Where the American snake? What do you think this is? What do you think this guy here? Do you think he just put on a silly voice,
actually
like Dexter Fletcher in Press Gang or?" That Nancy guy from Doctor Who.
Oh my god! You bitches!
Who's the Doctor Who? Who's the Doctor Who guy who played Jack Harkness? Who was a bit touchy feely with all the cast. What was his name?
I don't watch.
He used to pretend to be American.
I'm only touchy feely.
I've had sex, so I don't watch Doctor Who.
Oh, she's on fire tonight.
Oh, harsh.
That's alienated 50% of the people in the chat.
I did catch some of it because I lived with a housemate. I think it was like 2007 or something, and there was a series where John Sim was in it, and I'm a big John Sim fan. And I watched it because I think he played like a prime minister or something.
He played the prime minister,
and it was
Saxon.
Really, really good. And I actually really enjoyed it.
Wasn't he the anti-Doctor Who as well?
Yes, he was the master.
I don't know what was going on.
The master. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Barrowman. The guy's John Barrowman. Everyone's shouting Barrowman at me. Yeah, he pretended to be American when he was on Going Live or something. Saturday morning TV.
I thought he was American.
John Barrowman is American, but he moved over here. He's like me. Yeah.
He's Scottish, right? He's part.
He's Scottish. Yeah.
He is Scott. He's also the spitting image of you. You two could be twins.
Yeah, it's like
all Americans look the same to me.
The film, yeah, they do.
So Dexter Fletcher's definitely not American because he used to go Games Master, oi, Games Master. For those of you who remembered Games Master in the 1990s, he then went on to direct the Bohemian Rhapsody movie and the Elton John
that film is fucking brilliant. Like Rami Malek is. I've watched it about 4 times because he's such a good Freddie Mercury, and as a massive Queen fan to the point that I named my cat Freddie Mercury. I'm blown away by that film, and I cry every single time I watch it. It's so sad. Like Rocket Man, I was surprised by because I hate musicals. So
do I.
But
oh come on, the Blues Brothers! You hate the Blues Brothers? What's
no.
But
that's not really a musical. That's just got some songs in it.
Musicals like When I sing, I talk, and I'm talking and singing. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they just
I went
start
to
bursting
see-
into song in the middle. But Rocket Man proper made me cry.
Mike,
It's a good movie. I went to see Cruel Intentions, the musical, last week.
The
at the
musical?
Royal Theatre.
Well, I Want to Fuck My Stepbrother, the musical.
Music. And it was to a 90s soundtrack, so it got the verve. And
Skunk Anaxi's song actually was in secretly.
Yeah, it was. Secretly was in.
It had the Spice Girls, Prodigy, and Natalie Imbruglia songs. Yeah,
but they were from the 90s, Tan.
They were, but it wasn't in Cruel Intentions. Is a bloody film set in America, posh America, preppy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Preppy New York.
All films in America are set in posh America. Look at Legally Blonde, Mean Girls.
It's about preppies, is what I'm getting at.
Clueless.
It was about a prep school. Yeah.
Something about
they were private school.
It was called.
That just sounds like an abomination to me. Like Heathers the musical is another abomination that was made.
What about Titanic the musical? How do you feel about that, Scott?
Hairspray the musical.
What about Titanic the musical?
Well, wasn't Hairspray a musical anyway?
No.
Was it not?
It was a John Waters film.
I thought it was a musical.
I thought it was that he based the film.
It is originally a John Waters film starring Ricky Lake and Divine.
Ricky Lake. I remember the Ricky Lake show in the 90s.
It was this was.
But they don't sing in it. I was
Lake
sure I've seen Divine sing in one of the songs. I'm sure I've seen that.
No, Divine passed away just after the film came out.
Oh, this is one of my Mandela effect moments, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
I totally think I saw that film as a musical.
Misremembering something.
Or just Mike's Alzheimer's is setting in during the middle of the show.
What's the word for sounds in a film that are not the soundtrack? So it's like the sound that everyone can hear. So if someone's listening to a radio and a song comes on the radio and the characters in the film, it's called didactic sound. There's a word for it. Anyone know it in the chat? Just
no,
I
don't.
So I don't have to type it in. But films that have that are musicals, I like more. So Sinners, one of the best films I've seen for a very long time. It's a very good film, and
I really want to see it.
You know, that is all about the birth of blues, rock and roll, black music in America. It's set in the 1930s. It's got vampires in. It's just fucking brilliant. And all the music in that is actually happening, it's not like the soundtrack. Do you know what I mean? And the same with the Blues Brothers. The songs are actually happening in the film, and the people in the film are singing the songs. But
someone in the chat has said, how about Aid Thompson, the musical?
That'd be beautiful.
Aid Thompson, the musical.
Your dad's balls.
Your dad's balls.
Don't. On the way to Glastonbury, me and Aid
Diegetic music.
We started getting a bit we started going a bit mad because I don't think either of us had slept properly on the long drive to Glastonbury. I think it took us about 6 hours in the end, and we just started. There was a solid hour where we were just both freestyling Your Dad's Balls.
Amazing.
Various different styles. There was country. I've got a video of some of it. Opera. There was we were going through the entire kind of
music genres.
And slowly going more mad.
Mr. Glitch is saying Sinners was so good. Dusk Till Dawn, but with good music. Yeah, absolutely.
I was literally talking about this with a friend of mine earlier.
Diegetic music. Thank you very much, Hayton Puds. Diegetic music. So that's kind of and what you were saying before, Scott, where people just have a conversation in verse. I hate that. I really hate that. It's I don't mind, the set piece, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. But when people are like, where are you going? I'm going down the road.
Yes.
Why are you going down the road? I'm going to get a Kit Kat from the shop. And you're like, why are you singing at each other? You fucking weird.
Which musical is that actually from?
There's only there's three musicals I was able to digest and like. Jerry Springer the Opera.
Yeah.
Tick.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yes.
And Little Shop of Horrors.
I don't really.
Before we go on, sorry, I've got to stop everyone because we just had the mega chat come in. Thank you so much, Ori, for the £50 mega chat. Thank you so much.
Eating tonight.
You absolute
we can stop broadcasting now.
The beers on you in August, Graham. The beers on you in August. I repeat, the beers on you.
Oh yeah, totally.
Thank you so much, Ori. That's my bed tonight. This is the couch because my in-laws are here, so we've been banished to the spare room. in which I film this.
So you're going to be doing quiet sex on the sofa again? I'm
Haven't
joking.
been anything new. I was going to say, you know, when you said, I've never watched Doctor Who because I've had sex. Well, I've actually had sex while watching Doctor Who. So how'd you feel about that, eh?
I had a wank watching Doctor Who.
There's better things to watch. As well.
So just a little bit sad for your partner. That's how I feel about that, Graham.
I don't know. Chrissy says we could do Graham Around the World, the musical. Yeah,
that's a great idea.
You could make it super fucking racist.
Graham's been around the world.
I'm in Uzbekistan.
You could have like people from different countries doing a song, like the Nutcracker.
Yeah. Well, like it's
racist.
No, it's not racist because you could actually, when you enter you could actually make it like a musical odyssey of all the different sounds of all around the world.
Yeah. You'd have to actually have people from those countries, and it couldn't be a pastiche.
Yeah.
And you just wheel through on the mezzanine on a boat, like a cardboard boat that you're holding.
Or,
yeah, exactly.
If you wanted to really, go full royal family, you could just have people holding you up on a thing as you go through the towns.
Oh yes, that'd be good. And going, oh, what a shithole. Does anyone want to? I've got a picture of me with lots of African children.
Dance for me, natives. Come along.
Dance for me, natives. I've liberated you from your savagery, because that's exactly what they said that they were doing. The bastards. They was like, we built the Commonwealth and we eliminated them and saved them from their own savagery.
It's like the dead queen is in the room. It's amazing.
Hello, my son is a sweaty nonce. I would like to say that I love the drugs, all the drugs.
Betty, you silly boo! People doing all that the bloody on the driveway.
Philip, fuck off! Philip, fuck off!
They're tourists. Get rid of them. Get them better. Get rid of them.
That's actually a really good Philip.
That's supposed to be Philip, isn't it? That's exactly how he sounded as well. Like, just
welcome to Politics Social Live.
I didn't think that my queen that
live
was that
satire about the dead Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth.
Talking about the nearly dead, can we talk about Jeremy Corbyn?
Ooh. Oh, go on then. You're not supposed to mention his name on this channel.
To introduce him,
he must not be named. I refer to him as the previous leader of Labour.
Listen, if we're going to have another left-wing party, can we have it full of young people, and not this old dithering fucking fool that couldn't get elected before?
Bastani,
it doesn't make any fucking sense.
7-time lucky, mate. You know,
he got
7-time lucky. He had 3 local elections. He had two general elections. He had 1 European election that he lost. Also had the referendum, so maybe 8th time lucky.
And he won the moral election. Everybody tells us that all the time.
Yeah.
Listen. I can't.
He won the argument.
He needs to go. Listen, he's nearly 80 years old, okay, or whatever. I'm done. He's done. Jeremy, you've done the hard work. You've done the graft. Yeah, you did it. You went out there. You protested. You did all this really awesome shit. Go home and go to bed, okay? Let some of the kids get in there and do some actual shit that you can't do anymore, okay? Now, if Zara or
Emergency
Sultana or whatever her name
unlocked.
I like Zara Sultana. I'm just going to put that
Zara Sultana. Yeah. I think she's cool, right?
She's cool.
Let's get someone in there with her who's young, who's hungry, and who wants to actually make some changes. Jeremy, you did it.
They're never going to win.
Huh?
They're never going to fucking win. They're never going to make changes.
Why not? I was going to say, why not her? Why does she need somebody else anyway?
I know. She should just do it. For
herself.
Well, she needs the clout of Corbyn, basically.
Which is bullshit. Yeah. And it annoyed me. I see the discourse online. The Corbynites have spaffed in their pants. They are so excited. And I'm just sitting there going, he's an old man who couldn't fucking win. Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to yourselves?
All their hopes and dreams.
It's ridiculous. I'm done with the hopes and the dreams. We need reality, okay? We need change, reality. Right?
Well, he appears to have distanced himself from it. I mean, the statement
that statement today was hysterical.
It was a nothing burger, basically.
It was.
I don't think he even, when she announced it, I don't think he even knew.
Well, Pogren,
it was news to him at that point, basically.
Pogren, I know they're quite a Tory paper, but he said that apparently he's reporting that Corbyn was bewildered by it, but I imagine he's often bewildered these days.
He's bewildered by a sock. I mean, the man is 150 years old.
Bastani
he needs to go to sleep.
a massive pylon on him saying like, well, you're wrong. And I think it turned out Pogrund was right. But my view is it just seemed like it was, of all the ways that you launch something, if you're going to launch something like this, like an actual new party, you want an event, you want press, you want social media storm, you want the person you're doing it with to be there with you, you want policies. And you know, but to do it at like 8 p.m.
Some people with money behind you, huh?
8 p.m. on a Thursday. But my view is it's just a bit of a vanity project, because it's all well and good until first past the post enters the chat, and then you realise that to make, like, you're not going to make any kind of meaningful inroads, and not just that, but you're going to, no pun intended, damage the momentum of the Greens, who are doing quite well.
Yes.
On that side, and also other progressive, you know, established parties. So, and they also are probably not going to be as honest as they could be with people that might not be as aware of the limitations of our voting system, that they've not got a catch chance in hell of winning. So it's and it's going to provide another assist.
I've got to just bring in, sorry Mike, I'll bring you in a second. Just got a few things coming in the chat. First of all, people are really recommending Graham Price, fellow Scouser, of his opus that I've not seen yet, but Scott is recommending it, and also Billy Kerry and others. So if you want to check that out, Graham Price, his whole thing's called Power to the People with Graham Price, and it's Graham spelled Greamy, not Graham.
Oh no, I think I recognise that fella from my live chats.
Yeah. So if you click on his name in the chat now, that'll take you to his channel, and you can subscribe to his channel. It's a quick way of getting to people. Also, people are talking about the previous leader of Labour. One angry pagan saying the one thing that the previous leader of Labour was good for was waking up to how important politics it actually is. Scott is saying might not have been any good, but did excite the young. And
exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe he did though.
The previous leader is
managed to get.
He did
a following.
Yeah, it's no Tony Benn. He's more like Tory Benn to me, but whatever. At 80, Ben was still worth listening to. And Mr. Glitch says, hats off to the previous leaders. Press team for the very diplomatic press release anyway, because he's basically said, I'm going to be the leader of what now?
Yeah.
Nothing.
I don't think he wants to stand in the next election. He's too old.
Called it a nothing burger. I mean, literally a nothing burger. No toppings, no nothing.
Oh, hang on. I think he'll continue to stand until he drops.
Yeah, because it's been really? Like basically it's been
because he's always just I mean, he's actually a reasonable MP for Islington. He does represent the constituency really well. But that's where he should have stayed. That's literally what he should have done, basically. You know?
How much more capacity does he have?
Mentally,
physically.
Doesn't he just enjoy his retirement? He's been an MP since the fucking Corn Laws. I mean, he must have a decent pension by now.
He's got doddery.
The thing is, I'm just thinking of like America in the sense.
America.
I always count to 10 and think of America. Listen, I think of America and just like how they have got just all these really old Democrats out there who just will not retire quietly. They just keep running and keep running and keep running. And they show up there in breathing machines and canes and walkers and shit, right? And they're still legislating. And it's ridiculous. I think there needs to be a moment, a cutoff, where we say, okay, you did your public duty, you did your public service.
You're too old, fuck off.
Good night.
And that cutoff should be 30 years old. Logan's Run had the right idea. Andy Thompson, thank you very much for the £5 super
chat. This is genius.
Corbyn, the musical. Andy. Lasts 40 years, nothing much happens, and only ends after the audience has walked out.
Yeah, but like the main chorus line is written, and you can get the audience to sing along.
Jeremy Corbyn. There we go. Like
it's already catchy.
Everyone knows the song. I don't
used to sing "Where's Jeremy Corbyn" at our valleys against
Brexit. Where's
Jeremy?
Where's
Jeremy?
I get that he galvanized a lot of people to become political and to vote and to have a dream, and Martin Luther King et al. And everything. But at the end of the day, right, we are not living in 2016 anymore. We're in 2025 where shit is really, really fucked up. And we need some young, hungry, radical thinkers that are going to be hungry and are going to fight for, progressive policies, progressive values, all that shit. Jeremy Corbyn's going to fight for that shit, but just how much more gasoline does he have in the tank?
Well, the so-called rebels fought for that shit, and they managed to lean on the government and get shit done, because that's the hard way that you make change.
Yeah.
The hard way that you make change and actually affect change is by trying to steer your actual party in the right direction and using your influence from within, not by leaving the party of government, forming a splinter group, and then just holding
the People's Front of
placards.
Judea, or the Judea
Yeah,
People's Front.
absolutely. And you're talking about gathering a crowd. Yeah, he did, but then so did Charles Manson.
Yeah, and listen,
So
this
does
whole
Donald
thing
Trump.
about Sultana and other members of Labour being kicked out the party. Well, they had they had the whip removed from being MPs, right? There was 16 of them. I think 14 of them have now had the whip restored, and because they said sorry. Well, like people go, oh, because they wanted to stop the winter fuel, the 2-child benefit cap, right? Which is, sorry, that's the 5th thing that Labour needs to sort out. It wasn't just
and that was a rebellion within 2 weeks of winning.
Yeah, it was
the election,
within
wasn't
2
it?
weeks of being elected on a particular manifesto that never mentioned getting rid of this 2-child benefit cap, which they should do, but, the way to do it. The way to do it is to stay in the party and have the conversations. And this is what Labour backbenchers successfully did this week to get rid of the PIP reforms. They successfully did it a couple of weeks ago. They did it with the abortion. I mean, it was only a halfway fucking measure in the end, but
no, that was actually an absolute fucking bullshit bill. And anyway, if you want me to go into, because I was itching to that week, but I was unable to come on the live. But no, you're right. And also, the reason that they had the whip removed was because it wasn't just a regular vote. It was
the King's speech. And
which
this was a
gonna get
SNP amendment.
Yes,
and I mean, that's another party.
And
hey, if you want to stand for the SNP, go stand for the SNP. Labour had just spent a shitload of money, my money as a Labour member, and anyone else who's a Labour member, your money as well, Mike, and yours at the time. And they spent that money to get those people elected.
Yeah.
And then they get elected. And the first thing they do is, I'm going to vote with another party. And it's like, that's like scoring a goal for the other team on purpose.
Yeah. And the thing with the rebellion last week as well was that they got allies from all aspects of the party. And, the Corbynistas have just failed at that every single time. They make enemies within their own party immediately.
They go out of their way to make enemies. With people that they don't agree with.
Yeah. And if you can't get a majority within the Labour Party for this, even a small majority, then you're never going to get the opposition to vote with you either. So it's
just annoying, because it's like we've watched the toxicity online of a lot of Corbynistas and the abuse and the bullshit that they have all pulled, and now they think
my
they've
life,
got
basically.
I think they've now got some sort of win, and it's bullshit. You ain't got to win. He's not long. Like,
I wanted to stress that it wasn't Corbyn that rallied all of that. It was momentum, and it was John Lansman's money that made all that happen, basically. And it was a very well done campaign, employing some very smart people who I just wish hadn't wasted 4 years of their life doing it. Basically.
So I have to say, I did vote for him to become leader of the party. I supported Labour under 2 elections.
So did I.
Corbyn.
So did I. I wanted him to be Prime Minister.
And I really liked Jeremy Corbyn, and I don't hate him or anything. I just don't think he's relevant anymore.
Me too. I'm exactly the same.
I mean, I have to say I do hate him.
He was a dick to you, wasn't he?
I've hated him from the start.
I ignored him at a party last year. I was happy.
Good for you.
He was dressed like the man from Del Monte. He was wearing like a white suit.
Mike, tell us your encounter with him just after I do this super chat with Yuri. So just thank you very much for Yuri. Yuri Ninfektinov. Corbyn is not the Messiah. He's a very nice man who makes jam. He will always be a protest MP and nothing more. Boo.
It was his turn on the left. That was the thing. Diane turned it down.
To be fair, though, the 2017 manifesto was probably one of the best that Labour's ever produced. And he came.
There's a lot. I mean, on the opposite,
2015 manifesto.
It was good though. It was very, very good. I mean, the 2019 one was fucking mad, but it was like
especially towards the end when they kept adding appendices every day.
Broadband into it.
Free broadband.
Sorry, Mike. Tell us your story. Tell us your story about.
So
the great
Peter
man.
Carr, my local MP. I was at the a conference in Brighton, a Labour Party conference, and Peter introduced me to Jeremy. And Jeremy said, "So what do you do?" And I said, "I'm a cartoonist." And he said, "Oh, so not a real job then?"
Coming from a guy that's protested all his life as a job.
Literally an MP.
Exactly. And I just go, okay, well, I'm quite pleased I didn't vote for you as the leader.
What a bastard. I mean, that is
what
just...
a shitty thing to say. Like, what a shitty, like, privileged, posh, private prep school fucking thing to say.
Mafia. Grew up in a manor.
Oh, God, where are you going to get a proper job? There, like Sebastian and Timothy.
But the Corbynites, like, the thing that I'm upset about is the fact that, like, that they're just going feral now. I put out a very moderate, like, basically what I said earlier. No insults, no, like, slime remarks, literally just saying, it doesn't really look like Corbyn's committing to this. It seems like a bit of a vanity project, you know, first past the post, it's going to affect the Greens, and it'll help Reform get elected. That's pretty much the context of my tweet. I have had, like, heinous abuse across all platforms all day because of that. Like, luckily for me...
Didn't you say something like that about Zach Polanski making his tits bigger?
Oh, no, that was just a joke. I mean, yeah, no, I did say that, to be fair.
You did poke them a little bit.
No, but the thing is, most sides, right, anyone else would see that as just a joke. Hang on, let me find that. What did I say?
What did you say about someone's titties?
I said people are saying that Zach Polanski, Zara Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn should team up. Don't want to see the point in that unless, of course, they want Zach to hypnotise them and give them bigger tits. And then someone did do a really good joke underneath saying, I think if Corbyn had tits, it might have swung 2017 for him. But most people, I mean, that got only 45 likes because I'm like on Twitter, like, and I've got 225,000 followers. So not many people saw that. That wasn't the problem. Literally just having a point of view on it, it has caused like a kind of quite a big uptick in just really unnecessary. And it's just literally having a political opinion on something. Like, I don't have to like him. I can think it's a vanity project. Yeah. But the thing is with, like, the Twitter Corbynites, they will try to ruin your life. Like, they've done it to other women too and other people. I mean, they lost me my job during a cost of living crisis by smearing me. They have, like, I think they're behind like vast swathes of the threats and the abuse, and they will not stop. I mean, I think I made
more shit from the left, though, don't you? Than you get from the right.
Well, now it's evened out because what the hard right do is they use all of the shit that the hard left have tried to dig up on me against me. So they've kind of helped the far right. It's the horseshoe effect in action.
Of course, yeah, exactly.
And yeah, no, but anyway, that aside, like, they are some of the most shockingly, you know, misogynistic, vile. I mean, they'll Photoshop you onto fucking porn and shit. Like, that's the kind of level that they will go to. Yeah. So nowadays, like, I want absolutely no association because he knows that his following is quite cultish. No, I didn't missay that. I didn't mean to say something else. But he must know. He must know. And I just honestly, I just don't think he gives a solitary fuck. I just think he loves the adulation. It's ego.
Yeah. And also, I think I really do think that they're gonna, if they do anything like this, the Momentum guys will follow him wherever he goes. And they all joined the Green Party at the last election. Certainly here, the Green Party was full of Momentum activists that we'd kicked out of the Labour Party. So,
and they're very toxic.
So it's just going to damage the Green vote rather than help.
It really is. And then whilst I'm not, like, I've got no real beef with the Greens, like, massively. I mean, some the ones that I've met have been really nice, you know. But again, like with, I mean, sadly, like, you've got two sides to the Greens. You've got the kind of eco-warrior side, and you've got the kind of Tories on bikes side. Tory
Greens, yeah. And Brighton's actually full of a lot of the Tory Greens, not the eco-friendly hippie ones.
But then again, Lib Dem's a bit like that too, isn't it?
Yeah.
So someone in the chat's just said, what is it with Jeremy as well? We've got Jeremy Bamber. Who went to private school. He's a convicted mass murderer. We've got Jeremy
my granddad knew
Lib Dem MP. We've got Jeremy Clarkson, who's a cunt. We've got
Jeremy
Corbyn, Jeremy Dyson, who is one of the guys from the League of Gentlemen. Jeremy Haywood, who's the former head of the Home Civil Service. We've got Jeremy Hoskins, who is a patron, donor, sugar daddy for the likes of Farage, Tice, Lawrence Fox, Andrew Bridgen, and Liz Truss. We've got Jeremy Hunt, No introduction needed. Jeremy Irons, who apparently is an actor. Jeremy Kyle, who murdered a working class person live on his television show because he's a fucking monster. We've got Jeremy Paxman, who's, he's all right. Jeremy Quinn, former Tory MP, former minister. Quinn with an N. N, not M. Jeremy Vine.
I like Jeremy Vine.
That's my list of Jeremys on the private school mafia list.
Jeremy Vine's a nice
what is it
guy.
with Jeremys? I don't know.
Jeremy Thorpe, who put a hit out on Norman Scott's dog, played by Hughes.
What?
I mean, listen, my politics goes back a bit further than yours, Tams, but it's Jeremy Thorpe put a hit out on his boyfriend.
What was it like before Cars?
And I mean, I remember Winston fondly. And,
when he was a boy.
VE Day was one of my happiest moments when I kissed the Queen outside Buckingham Palace.
I found out today that Rudyard Kipling died in the same year that my dad was born. Rudyard fucking Kipling. That's like, to me, that's just Victorian times. It's like so far.
He used to live down the road from me.
Yeah,
he had a house in Peacehaven.
Jeremy Thorpe, barrister. And
can I answer a question from SG? Mike, would Peter Kyle make a good leader of the Labour Party? I spent a night in a pub trying to get Peter Kyle to run for deputy leader of the Labour Party in 2019.
Labour don't get rid of their leaders, even if they're shit. They're not the Tories.
No. And he just wouldn't run. He didn't think he was ready. And then with hindsight, I don't think he was ready, but I think he would make a very good leader or deputy leader of the party. I don't think he's
positioning himself, because the people that are positioning themselves are the people that are on the telly all the time. If you look at people like Mel Stride, Wes Streeting, you had Angela Rayner briefing against Rachel Reeves. Anyone that's kind of quite visible, like, of course, with the Tories, I think Jenrick's going to if it's not Farage, Jenrick's going to lead the Tories into the next election.
He's probably right.
People, so
I mean, it's the point, isn't it? I think Peter Kyle would make a good leader. I don't think Peter Kyle's going to actually run.
I think he'd be,
and that's kind of it's one of the rules, isn't it? That anyone that wants to be the leader probably shouldn't be. It's as simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past Farage to jump ship and say, the Tories are speaking for me now, and then join the Tories and run for them. I'm still going to maybe put some money on that. Because I can feel...
or start another party once this grift dries up. Basically.
Well, there's so many. It's like SS Club 7. There's like about 7 R words starting like names. Ridiculous.
But
SS Club 7. There's a cartoon in that. I'm going to make a note.
Please
Can
make
I steal that one?
Club 7. Please do. And
Reach for the sky.
Swastikas.
Reach for
the sky.
I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back.
Yeah. See you, Scott. Bye. What's Scott doing?
Scott is leaving the building.
I don't know. He's using it as a mirror.
And using it as a mirror.
He's got
work it. Own it. Work it. Shake that ass.
I'm bored of you bastards. What are you even talking about? How did he know that we were saying shake your ass? How did he know that? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
He's probably using his speaker, isn't he?
So my first memory of Churchill's funeral on TV. Churchill's funeral was on TV.
I'm not the oldest person in the room here.
Sure, you Ted. Ooh, from London.
He died.
Was anyone up
what year was it? Was it?
Oh, look at my bells on my knees.
You stupid.
Look at me bell knee twat. Fucking
Churchill's funeral.
Churchill. He I think it was 1955, wasn't it? He died, or 54? It was after the coronation.
I just got
second largest television audience in the world. At the
I
time.
just got so scared because I wasn't looking at the right screen and I thought Scott was someone coming in behind me. As he walked through the door,
I've got to say, Tan, like having the door slightly open like that, I don't know, it's making me
slightly ajar.
It's just Where's it say?
Churchill's dead. Better than the toilet door.
Churchill. When did Churchill die?
50s.
I think it was 55.
No,
good.
60 something.
No, it was soon after the Queen was crowned, I'm sure.
It was a
genocidal. I thought it was like 62 or something.
Racist prick.
You might be right.
Let's have a look. Has anyone got a fiver? You could just look on the back of a fiver.
No, I'm not vetting.
Someone just said 1965.
65. There you go, mate. You were a decade out, you twat.
It was the summer.
All right. So Churchill died Churchill died 2 years and 2 months before I was born.
Well, there you go.
2 years and 2 months before you were born.
Yeah, I'm probably him reincarnated. Probably took that long for his spirit to
How
enter.
come you
did
don't
not-
look like a baby?
Oh my God.
You haven't seen me without the beard.
When people say, "Oh, they see a baby," and they go, "Oh, doesn't he look like his mum? Oh, doesn't she look like a dad?" And you're like, "No, it doesn't. It looks like fucking Winston Churchill.
like
All
Churchill.
babies look like Winston Churchill. They do not look like their parents. They look like Winston fucking Churchill." Oh.
They do, or Mel Smith.
Mel Smith, yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Like,
It's
all
funny that
babies look like little potatoes.
Yeah.
don't
I
they?
typed in Winston Churchill, and one of the first thing that comes up is Rachel Reeves, Winston Churchill, and a short history of crying in politics. Did anyone feel sorry for Rachel this week?
Yes, on a human level, but also I'm like, you're the fucking chancellor. This is going to tank the market. Like that was, and because obviously
Can't argue with that.
I did have a bit of a kind of like hyper normalization. You know, when sometimes you remember things that are just really obvious, like, oh my God, there's birds. I started thinking about like, I started thinking about the.
No, Tan. Most of us don't think that. I'm sure we don't walk out the door and go, "Fuck me! Look at those things flying."
No,
What are they?
Maybe it's like from like when I was younger, and I don't know. I used to like sometimes I just realised that really simple things are real. Maybe it's because I dissociate or something. But yeah, I had one of those moments with the markets and how like everything is based around like an easily spooked thing that's propped up by like anonymous traders, and how fucking mad that is. And thinking about that whole thing made me think, well, we don't really choose what happens. Our leaders don't, our votes don't. It's like basically money, anonymous mad markets. And I had to think about that. But no, I did feel bad for her on a kind of human level, but also I think it was a bad judgment called on Starmer's part, because if someone's that visibly upset, and she looked like shit, bless her, because she was tired probably.
Yeah.
And exhausted.
But,
don't put her in front of the fucking.
Yeah, but her not being there would have spooked the markets more.
Would it though?
Yeah,
I don't think it would have.
Yeah,
I think after that U-turn it would, because she's always there.
Yeah.
I think anything better than her weeping openly would be.
I've got someone asking me in the chat here to just be a little performing monkey for them, saying accent check for Graham to say chicken and chips and a can of Coke. I'm not just going to read stuff out in a Scouse accent for your amusement, mate.
Unless, of course, you pay on the super chat.
Super chat.
And then Graham will say anything you want.
Yeah, we'll actually. Yeah, put 50p in the idiot.
Sign up to his OnlyFans and then sign up to my OnlyTans.
OnlyTans. Noon says the weirdest thing to do with Churchill is John Oliver putting a video Churchill going backwards down a water slide to the Benny Hill music. That happened at some point.
I'd like to see it.
Tan, I just wanted to. It's funny that you mentioned birds and the markets in the same sentence. I once met a guy who was a
bird marketing,
data analyst, computer data analyst, and his PhD thesis was about why birds flock, why they fly the way they do, and particularly why mamations, the big groups of swallows that fly in big circles and swoop. And he modeled it in a computer and worked out that it is literally the lead bird that causes the entire thing to happen. And then each bird follows the bird on its right or the bird on its left. And that's how it all happens. And then when he left university, he got a job in the city using exactly the same algorithm to work out how markets work.
Wow.
And it just turns out that somebody gets spooked somewhere and all the computers in the world running deals and trades just react to that. And then the whole market shifts.
And we still use this, because what makes me so angry is that the hyper-normalization of everything, like nothing working, but people continuing to do the same thing regardless, So that's crazy. I mean, if you like the example you just used, it's just like in that case, it's just fucking luck. Everything's just pure chance.
Yeah. And it's no longer people responding anyway, because these things are happening at the speed of light.
No, they're automated. So they're like flagging up.
Billy's saying, who are these jittery market people? They are very, very jittery. They're like, oh no, she's coming a quick. Sell. I mean,
but it's increasingly, as Tan says, it's jittery computers, and then people having to work out what's happening and try and report on it and say, oh well, we're panicking because of racial reasons. You think, well, you don't actually know that the computer was doing something else over
a bit of AI
Mr. Tisk 27. Graham will do a lap dance. Yeah, for money. You got to pay me.
Yeah,
we'll do it for.
I have 50p.
£2 in a
Get
super
Down
chat.
here for free. You can get
Maybe a
down
tenner.
here.
I'll consider it. When I used to have a little office on Dale Street in Liverpool, and there was a dance studio above me, an aerial dance studio. They used to teach pole dancing and stuff. And one day, one of the instructors came down and said to me, "Graham, we need a man." I went, "All right." So I went upstairs and I had to sit on a chair, and she was teaching strippers how to lap dance. And so that was my job for the afternoon. I had to sit there
That's a
on a
tough gig,
chair.
isn't it? That
You
is a
are
What a
tough gig.
horrible,
Such a
horrible
jammy
gig you had there.
fucker.
You must have hated every second of
It was
it.
awful.
That's awful.
It was absolutely
Yeah.
awful.
You are the
Couldn't live with myself
jammiest
after.
bastard I've ever encountered in my life. I swear to God.
I am. I know I'm the
Did
jabbiest
you
bastard
sit there with
ever.
that little smile on your face the
Well,
whole time?
when
though?
I was
bet you did.
15, I got a British fucking passport that was misprinted. It says saying 1979 from a date of birth. It said 1976. I had an official UK passport
Oh
that
man,
said
you
that I
could
was
go to
18.
pubs.
That said I was
Perfect.
18 when I was 15.
You see what I mean?
That
I
was
mean,
really jammy. Yeah, I've got to say.
It's you just seem like massively massive. You're like the end of fucking what's it called, Dumb and Dumber, when when the truck pulls up.
Yeah.
It's the Glasgow ticket.
What is Glasgow, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
did you get a Glastonbury? Hey, we all watched you get married in
Yes.
Glastonbury. That was
Yeah,
that was the
Glastonbury.
touching royal wedding for
you
us.
say it's touching now.
And then
you
Mike
said so
put
different at
20
the time,
quid.
Mike.
Mike put 20 quid in the super chat for Cat Together, the good divorce lawyer.
I did.
Well, good.
Cynical bastard. I don't go around poo-pooing your marriages, all 17 of them.
It wasn't.
Well,
a
you know, no,
marriage.
but neither did you contribute to either of my divorces. So you know, at
Well,
least
How many times have you been married, Mike?
17.
twice.
Twice.
He's like Al
Once.
from Quantum Leap.
Twice, 3 times a lady.
No,
He's
not
like,
the three times.
was that my fourth? The fifth? Oh, I can't remember.
This
You
is
should-
why
I have
not
been
getting married.
as some people in the chat know, because I did a hot mic at the end of the show last week. I've been dating recently, and when you're trying to talk about stories from your past, and you have to go. So after the first divorce, and that was this person, and then my second divorced wife. And it's just such a complicated web that I think I need to get a chart in
I have a
future.
question.
Yes,
Go on,
Scott.
Scott. What?
Do you still have the dog?
I nearly had the dog today, but I did. She's
As the
watching
dog left the flat.
She's watching the show at the moment and sending me
Did
notes.
she take the dog?
Are you worried that you're not going to get to keep the dog?
I feel like
I'm joking.
I feel like I need to be very careful what I say because I know she's watching. So
What, in the room?
Hi.
no, she's on WhatsApp telling me what she.
Oh shit!
So we've got to say
I've
nice
had a
things
very
about
good
Mike
week.
and how much we love him.
I'm going to say
because
nice
he's awesome.
things because she's watching. I've had a lovely week, and I met a very lovely person.
Mike's had a bit of a spring in his step for the last couple of weeks.
Happy
we
bloody
got
people.
lit.
and
then-
Tan hates me for it, and I like that. That's nice. Every
That
time I
cat-
post anything in our chat group,
What are you
chat group,
torturing
I go,
that cat
I had a
with?
really nice day, and Tan just goes, "Oh, I fucking hate you."
No, I said I'm happy for you, and the fact that
You bastard.
you're getting lucky, and I never ever.
Well, no, I think you said please stop demonstrating your ability to make contact with other humans in a meaningful
to establish
way.
emotional contact in a meaningful way, because you don't have to date men, Mike. Okay.
It's
What
true. I apologize.
torment
to men.
are you putting that cat through?
You don't.
With
I'm
that
just like
stick.
playing with a little straw. He
The
loves
cat
it.
is
love your
obsessed.
cat's
He doesn't
ears.
know what's going on.
Your cat's ears are just like so expressive.
It's very
Look
cute.
at
His
look
face
at
is expressive.
his lovely little eyes. Isn't he cute? Little splodgy.
She's a bit. You do look a bit like Cruella de Vil with a live cat stole around.
And a
you.
really long a cigarette smoking through a cigarette pipe.
Yeah. It's just.
That's got very expressive.
Yeah, no, I do
ears.
date
Mr.
men.
Glitch
They
says,
suck. They're horrible.
Mike, I'm happy for you, but your happiness disgusts me.
How can I put it better myself?
That's basically what Tan said.
I really couldn't. No, it's just men are really difficult to like date, like massively difficult to date. Like they really
Where's
are.
Mikey?
Yeah,
Oh,
where is
I
Mikey
haven't
tonight?
sent Mikey the link yet because I thought Tan was only going to be on for half an hour. So I thought, I'll send Mikey the link after Tan.
I'll get Mikey on too, man.
Okay.
I'll bugger off in a bit, but
well, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I'll send it now. I don't know if he's gonna come on now. He's probably pissed off at me for not sending the link.
Nick's up all night to get lucky.
Oops. He's probably watching this going, you twat. Oh no. Oh, don't you hate it when you think you've got something on your clipboard and you don't? Right. There's Scott. There he is. Hello, Scott. Hi. How you doing, mate?
Did you just message me again?
No. I was just copy and pasting the Zoom link so we can get Mikey on. If you'd like to come on and tell us about the 4th of July. Tell us about the 4th of July. Is that when all the slaves were liberated, Scott?
No, there were no slaves liberated on the 4th of July.
Oh.
That's not the Emancipation Day or something.
Why is the Statue of Liberty got chains at her feet? Yeah, she's got chains at her feet.
Maybe she was into a bit of BDSM.
No, because the original guy who came up with the concept in France wanted a statue that was celebrating the abolition of slavery. But the whiteys didn't want to vote for that. Didn't want to pay for it either. So they said, no, can we not have that?
But I mean, a cunt did a good one on that.
It was a Statue of Liberty instead. It was supposed to be a statue of
emancipation. There's a statue in Camden celebrating the end of slavery, and it's of the MP that put the bill through.
William Wilberforce.
William Wilberforce, and it was paid for by Napoleon.
What?
It's got this little plaque on it. It said paid for by Napoleon, the Emperor of France.
Wow. He was against slavery. Who knew?
Yeah.
He was a great military general. That was a very weird film. Did anyone see the Ridley Scott film Napoleon last year? It was a peculiar film. Not peculiar in a good way, like 28 years later.
Oh, I need to see that film.
Oh my god, it's so good. Like it's bonkers.
I might do it this weekend.
Bonkers.
Yeah. Before someone ruins it for me because they will.
As soon as you watch it, watch it sooner rather than later because someone will try and ruin it for you. But watch it and then can we just talk about how bonkers it is?
Absolutely. I'll come on your what's it called? Your rabbit hole.
Yeah, come on my rabbit hole.
I'll come up your rabbit hole. Oh dear.
Come up my rampant rabbit hole. Anyway,
I think there might be a joke in what you two have just said.
I don't know where it is though.
Can't quite pin it down.
Oh shit! Rampant
questionable absurdity. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Emma Stone's Cruella or Glenn Close? Emma Stone. I thought I really liked Cruella, the film with Emma Stone in.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. It reminded me of like Paddington or Wonka. It's like a movie that I was expecting absolutely nothing from, and it turned out to be quite good.
Remakes are balls, though. I hate remakes. I tend to not watch
them. Wonka and Thingy's not a remake. It's not. It's a prequel.
No, like
it is.
I can't stand that bloody what's he called? Timothy Chalamet. He really pisses me off.
Oh right, okay. Because most women that I know really want to be his mum.
He looks like a bloody 15-year-old boy. I accidentally, I passed out like a couple of weekends. I think it was when I had that really bad hangover. I passed out watching Midnight in Paris, and it went on to like this Woody Allen film that had Timothy Chalamet in it, and it was so embarrassingly bad.
How was he not cancelled by then? Timothy Chalamet is only 10. George, well done for being a member for a whopping 21 months. That's nearly an entire year. Wow. Could Mike do, or has he ever done, a cartoon that's based around or incorporates the political right to left horseshoe effect? That is the question.
I have tried it a number of times, but my favourite one is an image done by David McCandless. Which shows you the right and left and how they end up touching at the bottom.
I always imagine it like a rainbow, because from the ground it looks like a rainbow, but from the air it's a complete circle.
Yeah.
So once you're being objective rather than subjective, it looks different.
I turned his image, which shows you the left and the right of politics and what they believe in separately. And if you turn it into a 3D tube, and make it revolve, then you can see that right and left do touch. But yeah, it's not quite a cartoon.
Sounds like the horseshoe theory.
It is.
Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, the people who are very, very extreme on either side sound a lot like each other. They want to dictate how you live your life in a way that I find.
Yeah.
abominable.
Yeah, Galloway could easily be in reform, couldn't
Well, he
he?
basically
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
a
It wouldn't
Russian
surprise
shill.
you. Yeah.
He's a Russian shill, man.
Sfax was saying earlier, Sfax is in Ukraine and from Ukraine, and Sfax was saying, you know, Starmer has done a very good job in Ukraine with supporting Ukraine. What would Jeremy Corbyn have done in Ukraine?
Good
We
question.
know what he would have done. He would have just taken all the help away and said, no, we've got to get peace at any cost, and any cost would have been Russia taking over a fifth of the land.
I think very much he'd have done what Trump's done, which tells you everything about where their influence comes from, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Pull the support away, let the war fight itself out.
If this new party turned out to be funded by 55 Tufton Street, how surprised would you be?
Not at all.
Not at all. I've just realised that we really do share quite a lot, because Graham Price, Power of the People, with Graham Price, he also popped up on my lives. I know exactly who you're talking about now. And Yuri Ninfektinov also. And Yuri, I think, came to you and I, Graham, from Adrian Von Thompson.
Oh, really? Oh, well, Yuri's been a member for 19 months. That's nearly...
Oh, wow.
That's nearly 3 years.
Oh, is Yuri the guy with the colourful hair?
Yeah.
Love him.
Oh, he's lovely.
Power for the People. Graham Price in Liverpool has been 18 months of Graham's political sermons every day. You poor bastards, Graham. I'm so sorry.
I was going to say,
I'm so sorry.
Poor bastard.
Mike just walks off. Mike's like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this.
I can't tolerate this anymore.
Mike's walked away. He's had enough.
Enough. Good God.
We haven't stuck to the talking points at all, have we?
Do we ever have
Jeremy
talking points on
Corbyn!
this?
It's been a year and it's not going great.
Just been asked on in the super chat. We've got a super chat in. So what I'll do, because I like you so much, is I'm going to just save this image as there's been a new mural. Oh, for fuck's sake! Don't you hate it when you find a picture that you want and then you go save image as, and it comes up as WebP, and you're like, oh, a diff or something. I want a fucking JPEG. Give me a JPEG, you bastard.
I hate that.
If you copy the image address and then put that into, and oh my god, it's really small. Why are you giving me thumbnails? And do you know what? You used to be able to do lookups of pictures on Google Images, and it used to give you all the different versions of the same picture with the fucking size of them written in a corner. It doesn't do that anymore.
What we've established tonight is that Scott gets really angry about Jeremy Corbyn.
Yes.
And Graham gets really angry about obscure digital formats on the web.
And here we see Graham has entered the old man yelling at a crowd.
GIFs? I'll give you GIFs. They're fucking GIFs.
Listen, I don't get angry about Jeremy Corbyn per se.
You were really angry about Jeremy Corbyn.
You were angry. You were
I'm
shouting.
just angry about.
Embrace it.
No, I'm angry. I'm angry about him just entering the sort of mainstream thrust of politics again.
He won't fuck off.
It be him pretending again, or people believing again that he is going to be the great Messiah, and it just I can't go through it again.
He's not the Messiah.
He's a very naughty boy.
I don't think he does this time, Scott. I don't think this has got anything to do with him. I think this is Zara Sultana trying
for clout.
She's just trying to take a chunk of his credibility in her.
They're mates though, like they do. Like she has been steadfast, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think she's super ambitious as well. I do think she wants to make a run for it.
So you won't be able to see it unless you're watching the video on your phone or something. But SG, thank you very much for the super chat. Have you seen the new mural of the Statue of Liberty unveiled in France today? Well, until you had mentioned it, SG, I have to admit I hadn't seen it, but now I have. I'm going to put it on the screen. There you go. It's the Statue of Liberty with her hands over her face, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
The only thing I have to say though, she's got too many spikes on her helmet there. She's only supposed to have 7 spikes representing each of the continents.
I'm watching, like I don't think it's quite up to live level yet. I can't see it on my screen.
Oh, it'll come up in 30 seconds.
Oh,
it's live.
Do you know what they've done?
Live chat. Oh, okay.
You know what that is? That is actually like a spin-off of Guy Voucher's. I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Guy Voucher, the artist. She's an incredible artist from just down the road. I think she's just down in Tiptree or somewhere around here. And she did all of the amazing artwork for Crass's albums. So she did those really cool kind of like political collage black and white images. If you want to look her up, it's Gee voucher, Vaucher. I've actually got a print by her that's probably like about 1 meter by 0.5 meter big that I need to find a frame for. She is one of the best artists ever, and she did that an image very similar to that of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, crying. And they've done I hope, well, in a way, they've kind of ripped her off a bit, unless she did it. I hope they've kind of like credited, because that is pretty much. Oh fuck! There's a cat under here. Jesus Christ! I'm crawling. It's like the ants.
That very much is pretty much a fuck. There's a cat under here type thing for them to do. I think that's how we should refer to copyright infringements in future.
There's a cat under here again.
Cat. You let the cat out the bag.
There's a cat under here.
So this is a bit of a low res image, but to give people an idea of what Tan is talking about, this is the image by Guy Voucher. So there you go, just on the screen there.
And check out the work of Guy Voucher, because Crass is one of my favourite bands of all time. I mean, it's not all killer, but I love their moxie. And I only own 3 band t-shirts, and is it 3? Might be 2 now, actually. Yeah, and one's Bikini Kill, the other one's Crass. Crass are awesome. But yeah, she did, if you look at her other work, she did kind of really kind of like anti-Margaret Thatcher 80s political collages that show kind of like destitution in Britain, mixed with kind of like, one of them is Maggie Thatcher with like, I think crosses over her eyes is one of the designs.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. Like she was like super subversive, political, fuck you, fuck the Tories. Amazing artist. And I sadly missed out on her exhibition. She did one in London. I was going to go along with old Phil Jupitus, actually.
Phil, how's he doing these days?
He made me a really nice. He was doing this thing where he's like drawing likenesses of people, and he still hasn't posted it to me because he's also got ADHD. And he's like, I will post it to you, but it'll probably take me about like 5 years to do it.
Yeah, we're a proper little ADHD club here, aren't we?
Hey
Mike, how are we doing with that cartoon? Where were the aliens in the sky? And
it's going really well.
And what's happening?
As long as you don't ask me about it, it's going great.
Okay, Mike, Graham, how are we doing with the swear jar?
The swear jar. Where is the swear jar? I've still got the swear jar somewhere.
I mean, the show. I mean, I totally.
I know it's been sitting here just collecting dust. Hang on.
Now Graham's left the building.
I was being
we got that far. We never filled it.
I was being very self-deprecating because I fucked up. I dropped the ball on that. But someone was saying to me the other day, doing, would you like to do the swear jar? And do you know what? I bloody will. I'm going to come on your morning brew with you next week.
Come on the morning brew. Come on, get out of bed. Come on the morning brew. But the swear jar. It's been 18 months since you last did a swear jar. The last one we did it was December 2023.
In my defence, that was a particularly wild time. It was literally just in the run up to the. I mean, it's all been a wild time, but it was in the run up.
I was going to say, I think I've heard you start sentences quite a lot like that.
My best mate the other week.
In my defence, it was wild.
My best mate a couple of weeks ago was like, which is why I started to kind of take a bit of a turning point and sorting my life out. She was like, I don't think I've heard you say that. I think I've heard you say this is like a really bad week every time I've seen you for like 3 years. And I was like, yeah,
maybe.
Probably need to take a couple of weeks off and do some yoga and look after myself a bit.
Yeah.
I'm glad you have. I really am glad that you seem honestly so much better than you've been for the last week or two. Basically.
Yeah.
Really good to see.
Just before we go on, Yuri, thank you very much, Yuri Infected yes, it's all Thompson's fault. Bouge for life. So there you go.
Yeah. Also, I just want to say to Yuri, I hope your son's doing okay, because Yuri's son was taken poorly when I was doing my live last Sunday. So I just want to say I hope that all is well. Yeah. I think his son's got a condition. So wow, thank you, Fred, for shining. I've just done a bloody Phil Morehouse. It's going into the light. Come on. Move. That's so bright, man. I feel like I'm in what's that film? Is it Ghost? Where he
where he's doing the pottery.
Just moves into the light.
Goes into the light.
He goes into the light, yeah. And so she can get on with her life. Am I Bruce Willis?
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Do you mind? What have you got to say, Frederick? Nothing. Just going to sit there, are you?
This is the moment. This is the moment I should still have the cute dog, isn't it? Really, we could do
What
the cat and dog show.
What make of dog is it?
It's a Labradoodle.
A Labradoodle. I thought it was.
We got some.
No,
we've got some
cockapoodle.
dinosaur
Cockapoodle.
news.
You're right.
We've
You're
got some
absolutely
dinosaur
right, Scott.
news. Apparently, a new Tyrannosaurus Rex specimen has been found, and it's fucking huge. May have been over 13 tons in weight, according to one angry pagan. Possibly the largest specimen ever found. 13 tons of dinosaur. Scott, what's your favourite dinosaur?
Come on, Scott.
Come on, Scott. What's your favourite dinosaur?
Ever.
We were sent all these questions in the pre-production
Yeah.
document. Come on.
No, we
Scott.
weren't.
We had a meeting. We had a production meeting and everything.
I was not invited.
Tam, what's your favourite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus.
There you go. See, Mike, what's your favourite dinosaur?
Plesiosaur.
Mine is a Diplodocus because it rhymes with Hocus Pocus.
Mine is a Megasaurus.
Diplodocus. That's the really
Go on,
cool.
then.
Like, whoop.
Yeah.
Oh, they are cool though, aren't they?
Yeah, you
Mine
can
is
slide
a
down them
mega-
when you finish work.
Mine is a Megasaurus.
A Megasaurus.
Yes.
A Megasaurus. See what you done there, mate.
Wow.
The ones are the best ones.
Scott, can I just point out another inappropriate joke considering my terrible condition?
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll get over it.
Anyone
I'm
got any
over it. It's
cancer
good.
jokes?
Oh God, he could find.
He looked so serious. I was like,
In so much trouble now, Scott.
I know.
I am officially. I got a gig out of my cancer cartoons this week. I'm working for the Welsh Cancer Research Network on a project.
I think that's really
Oh,
awesome.
you just nearly got me in the face.
I am officially the cancer cartoonist this year.
That's what
That's
she
Good
my
said.
job.
That's amazing,
Good job.
Mike. Well done.
That is
Can
awesome.
we
So
give him a little
I
round
got-
of applause, please? Well done.
Yeah, please. I'm very
Mike,
proud of that. I've had a good week.
I got rather vexed this week about the coming over the Princess of Wales, and I got a bit of shit for it because it was like, I really feel like she should tell people which cancer she's got.
I
And
cannot tell you
don't
how fucking
think-
angry I am about this.
I don't think that it's, people go, oh, it's this, you can keep it secret. Keep it. I'm like, she wears a new hat and it's a front page fucking news. I mean, for Christ's sake, this could save people's lives. And it's
Yeah.
not her. It's not her
But
who's
you know,
saying,
the
I don't
funny-
want to tell anyone. It's fucking royal protocol. They're not allowed to
Yeah.
mention illness
Oh, I
in
don't
any
know.
way, shape, or form.
No, I don't know because they've both mentioned their illness. They've broken protocol, haven't they? They normally, they've all got weird diseases that they never tell us about at all.
Well, they've all got
basically.
syphilis,
But
haven't they?
what really pisses, I was telling this new lady friend of mine about
Lady
why I'm
friend.
angry about it, why I'm really angry about this issue. And honestly, and she's a very smart and clever woman, she just said, do you know, I thought we knew what her cancer was. And I went, well, no, you Google it and find out what cancer she's got. You tell me what cancer she's got because she's not telling anybody. And I don't think it helps in any way because there are different symptoms for cancers. There are different indicators for cancers, different treatments, etc. And she's really not sharing anything other than, aren't I great? I can still ride fucking ponies, basically.
Plus, it wasn't even full cancer. Like it was like a pre-cancer. I think it was like a preventative treatment, wasn't it? It wasn't.
We don't know, Tan.
don't
We've got
know.
no
She
idea.
said-
I mean,
they
my
did say.
my doctors and nurses genuinely believe that she's got a stoma, that she's got a colostomy bag. And these are people that
That would
specialize in
explain
bowel
why
cancer.
she's so skinny.
Well, no, she's been skinny for many years because that's the kind of standard expected of royal wives.
Yeah.
You've got to be
But I'll
just.
tell you,
Oh,
a
come on,
friend of
Camilla.
I have a
Isn't
good
the standard?
friend.
She's older though, man. She's like, yeah.
She looks
it's
like
harder.
Princess Di. Would have if she survived.
I have
Anyway,
a
go
good
on.
friend who, and I'm friends with her whole family, right? She's in her late. Let me
It's not my
go
joke.
serious.
Not
for a
my
moment.
joke. I just borrowed it off a famous Scottish comedian.
Stop.
Give
Sorry,
me a
mate.
moment of pathos. on
Sorry,
this one,
Mike.
right?
Sorry, Mike.
I have a young friend who's getting married this year. She's 29 years old. She's a wonderful human being with a wonderful fiance, and she has Crohn's disease. And she's been in hospital all week this week with the threat of a stoma hanging over, which she's handling well. She's crying every day, and she's making jokes about it as well. And if Kate has got one, and I'm not saying she has, but if she has got one, it would do the world of good in that space, basically, to help young people in particular to understand that it's okay and that you can cope with these things and that there are issues. But she doesn't talk about them at all. It is literally they've got magic royal cancer and we're supposed to think they're amazing people for getting over it. It's
inexcusable, Mike. Like they have a platform in which they could, as you say, destigmatize these things. But as we were discussing in the chat, I expect nothing less from a bunch of monsters that locked their own mentally disabled cousins in an asylum for their entire lives. These are the kind of people we're dealing with here. And even Charles hasn't been open with his type either. And I do get some, I mean, to some extent, humans, despite, because they didn't choose to be born into this mad charade, they could have left like Harry did. Humans are entitled to some level of basic privacy.
Yes.
But I still think that,
in a way, that if they didn't say anything, I'd be better about this.
Yeah.
But when they come out and say I've got cancer, and they get all the sympathy for that, and they get all the support for that, and they get told that they're heroes, etc.
Yes.
But they're still not doing any good with that information that they've put out there.
No, you're right. And the Queen, for example, like she didn't want to be seen in public in case she had to use like a wheelchair, and that would be seen as because Princess Margaret did after her strokes. But they have this weird thing where they want the adulation, but and it just feels a little bit like it's playing for sympathy at a time when the royal family's popularity
are in trouble.
Is low. I mean, I know it sounds really terrible to say it, but there's no real evidence that either of them do,
I mean, listen, I believe they do. Looking at Charles, I think he's probably got exactly the same as me, to be honest with you. I think he gets hit by massive amounts of fatigue. He can't control that. There's pain all the time. I totally get it. But he should be describing that. I know other patients that I've sat in the ward with who haven't told their wives that they've got this. I understand patients that don't want to talk about it because they feel like somehow they're faulty in some way, or that it's a terrible thing. But people in that position, I think, have a responsibility. Fuck me, we pay their wages. We make these people rich.
This is true.
They have a responsibility. And I swear, whatever you think of the royals, Diana, if she had to have a stoma, she would be out there getting Versace to design one for her and walking down a catwalk.
I agree. But the thing is, like, if it was me, I would be open about it. I know what I'm like, right? But if I wasn't, it wouldn't really fucking matter because I'm not going to save anyone's fucking life. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that famous or whatever. They can actively save people's lives by being honest about what's going on. And I think that's the difference there. And I do understand the arguments of privacy and not wanting to share this with the world.
Which I respect completely.
They have an opportunity to not condemn people to death. And this is like the fucking trolley problem. They're sitting there with the fucking handle and you're like, pull the handle, dude. And they're like, oh, well, it's my privacy. It's my right to not say anything. I'm like, come on. If you save one life by going public with this, that absolutely, I'll forgive you all this horrible shit.
And it wasn't just this.
Bunch of weirdos.
If you look at Meghan and how Meghan was treated when suicidal and refused help and support to cope with what was, I think it was just after or during her pregnancy, like she felt actively suicidal. And at the same time, they were expected to go out, the four of them, and do public events talking about mental health and for a charity. Whilst at the same time, the two people that she was with, William and Kate, their press teams were actively encouraging the pylons in the Mail on her. The great thing about their documentary was that they showed for the world to see and explained really well how the different press offices operate within the royal family and how much of a kind of detached firm it is, much like the film Spencer, which does a great job of showing just how chilling that family is. Like they make it really eerie, and I think they're terrifying. And it's so many things have been covered up, and that documentary that came out relatively recently was Dispatches, wasn't it, showing the fact that they profit from bloody ambulance stations and
through the Duchy of Lancaster and
the Duchy of Lancaster and they letting beaches fall into
it's the Crown Estate, and there's a thing there where actually we do benefit from that because 75% of the money raised from the Crown Estate goes to the Exchequer They get 25% of it. We get so essentially it's nationalised.
But
land.
that was the Tony
UK.
Blair deal, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't he change that? Yeah.
But it means that we've got all this nationalised land. Considering we've privatised fucking everything else, the fact that we do have these vast swathes of what are effectively nationalised land. But it would be nice to get 100% of the money, I guess. Ori, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Toiling of dinosaurs. Anyone going to DinoCon in August or DinoCon?
No, because we've only just become aware of this conference.
But I would if I could.
Now we'll look it up, and I might go.
George says, guys, here's one for the fucking swear jar. So thank you very much for that, for the fucking swear jar. George. And then Questionable Ad Sanity, £2 super chat, saying Aramborgiana is my favourite dinosaur. Dragon. Who's your favourite dragon? Who's your favourite dragon, Mike?
Puff.
Puff.
Shut the fuck up.
Puff.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Is Puff the Magic Dragon not your favourite dragon, Scott?
Puff
what
the
have you
Magic
got
Dragon.
against Puff the Magic Dragon, eh?
I don't like your slurs, and I think you need to
Puff,
apologize.
not Puff the Magic Dragon. That's a whole nother film.
Oh,
I'd love to see Puff the Magic Dragon. That would be an amazing film.
Yeah,
he would breathe rainbows. He would
breathe amazing rainbows, and he would live in a decadent, an amazing decadent palace. Mine is the one from Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen the new live action version of that yet?
No, but I don't want to ruin the film. My lovely
apparently it's an entire remake. It's just exactly the same as the
I really don't. But then we've got this problem, and before I do the other super chats, I just want to say Elio came out last week. It's a new Pixar movie. Apparently it's fucking brilliant, and it's made fuck all at the box office. It's going to be a massive fucking bomb because it's not based on something that people already know. So Inside Out 2 was the biggest film of last year because people knew Inside Out and they went, okay, we'll go. And this is why Hollywood will not go for any new stuff. In the 1980s, in the 1990s, they could do a film that was just a whole new idea that had never been done before. Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, The Goonies. But nowadays...
Also, I think from what I've seen, Elio might be just a bit too cerebral for an American audience, to be honest with you.
This is why I don't watch, I just see most...
Sorry, Scott. I didn't...
I honestly do see most films nowadays as being like the McDonald's film.
Yeah.
What, sorry?
Like it just feels to me like fast food, mass commercialized.
But if you've already got an established, product and you make a sequel to it or prequel or spin-off, whatever, you've got that's half your marketing budget.
I just don't see art as project as a product. Like it's like they become franchises. Yeah, some of it is, and it becomes brands. But this is why I like, have a movie subscription, and I like kind of world cinema and stuff because you get a glimpse into kind of creativity all over the world.
I thought that was because you're massively pretentious.
It is, yeah, it is. But not just that. It's the experience of seeing how different cultures interpret things like horror and comedy. It's fascinating to me. Like, for example, like a kind of Korean horror, there are kind of like the archetypal elements to film, but you will get kind of totally different. It's like folklore all around the world, like the really scary ones in Iceland. The stories like about Christmas Eve and like things eating you and shit, and Krampus
and the Grimm fairy tales, the original versions of those stories are horror stories. And the original
Little Mermaid story,
where she cries herself to death.
Yeah,
which seems like
and then she cries herself to death.
That's the experience of being a. Thank you, Eddie. Edward Hitler.
Edward Hitler. When I had hair, I was more like Richie, and as I'm getting older, I'm getting more like
Just
Eddie.
Sounds like basically the lived experience of being a woman trying to fall in love. That's what The Little Mermaid is.
Yes.
Hans Christian Andersen, wasn't it?
Yeah, you trade your voice to go and talk to a guy, and then he doesn't fancy you anyway. He marries someone else, and then you cry yourself to death.
He ghosts you because
you can't bring yourself to kill her. Anyway, question about sanity.
Can I just say?
Oh,
Can I just say, talking of horror stories, Wayne has entered the chat.
Hello, Wayne. I saw Wayne there.
Mustard has entered the chat.
Thank you so much for that super chat. Ivan Ambrose, another year, another Labour Party conference where housebound members like me are sidelined. Virtual participation needs to happen. We are people too. I couldn't agree more, mate. And look, I'll do it for fucking free. It'd be dead easy to set up if they had decent fucking internet signals in that particular building in Liverpool, which they don't. But like, I mean, all it is a fucking phone on a tripod, and it means that everyone can take part. People at home can buy a virtual ticket for a tenner. They'll actually make fucking money out of it. You know, and watch and be able to go to any of the talks that are on.
I also think they should do Parliament that way. The stuff that they did during COVID, I thought they should have taken lessons from that. Because then your MP could actually do what their real job should be, is representing their constituents and sorting out the problems with their constituents by being in their fucking constituency. Instead of just loitering around members' rooms in the House of Parliament.
Is Tanga trying to get our attention, or is she just
I'm trying to work out if Tiny started to have I didn't even say look. Like,
yeah, well, this
become
is what
obsessed
happened.
with you.
This is what happened with Phil. I think it was when he said certain words while we were talking.
So these are the words, but I haven't said the words.
Say the words, Willow.
Say the words, Tan. Say the words to us, Tan.
Say them. Say my name, Bastian.
Hi, Tiny. Zoom in closer.
Yeah, that works.
Hi, Tiny. Zoom in closer. Ah! Hi, zoom out further. Zoom out further. Hi, Tiny. Zoom out further.
Oh,
God.
I mean, and they say AI is going to take over the world.
You can do it with a gimbal. You can do it with like a little thing, but I've not figured out how to do it yet because I am tech nan.
Power to the people with Graham Price. Thank you very much for the £2 super chat, my friend. Loving this one tonight, guys. Thanks for the company. Thanks for watching, Graham. Also, Yuri's back with the super chat. Back once again with the Renegade Master. My partner has what is this called? A glioblastoma. Is that?
Oh, right.
Do you know what a glioblastoma is?
Yeah.
Stage 4, and my son has hypoplastic left heart syndrome, and I help educate on these illnesses. Wow, Yuri, that is brilliant that you're helping people understand what this shit is. And I'm really sorry. I mean that's
Yuri, find my Trumpton account or my personal account on Facebook, and I'll see if I can help at all. That's if you need some amplification.
Share your names on both, Mike, so he's aware, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
thanks very much, Yuri, for that, and also, keep up the fucking good work, man. I mean, that is.
Can someone put a link in the chat, maybe, to?
Mike can put links in the chat, and I can put links in the chat, but and I think the mods can as well.
We are the mods. We are the mods.
Do you know what I could do? Right, here you go, Yuri.
Here you go.
There you go, mate. I made you, Yuri. You're now a mod. You should be able to put. I think you can put in a hyperlink now. I don't know. Diz, Wayne, One Angry Peg. Can you put links in the chat? Are you allowed to?
No, you need links to Mike's thing, though, eh? Like
Mike's. I can put things to Mike. Can put links to Mike's things. He knows how to do that.
I'll put a link to Mike things. Mike.
Do a link to Mike.
I'll do that.
Listen, we've got some really shit news.
Hey, Tiny, put a link in the link thing. Do that. No, it's not working. I don't know how the computers work anymore.
We got some really shit news. I think it was Graham Price who put this in. If it wasn't Graham Price, I apologise. Yeah, it was Graham Price. Chris Barry, Rimmer from Red Dwarf, put out a message yesterday saying, "Hello everyone, I'm going to be brief, but over the last week I've been dealing with a medical situation which I'm only just beginning to get my head around. In light of this, I shall be attending no more events over the summer and into the autumn. Updates on all this will be issued as and when." Which is really upsetting because I fucking love Red Dwarf.
Every time, well, I liked it, and it's like I don't like watching things much later, but like I grew up on that. I feel sorry for Chris Barry though, because Chris Philp has a uncanny resemblance to a young Arnold Rimmer.
Yeah, it does.
I put an H on his head once, and it was uncanny. Like it was basically Arnold. Like, but no, I gazpacho soup, man. But no, I love Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf was all. I hope he's all right. Every time someone says, like early on, Age shit my pants, made me shit my pants because he put,
Age shit in your pants. What a horrible man.
That was a really bad miss.
I hate it when someone else shits in my pants.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's unnecessary. He was like, breaking news. Oh my God, fuck, breaking news. And every time someone says breaking news, I feel my I get
it's not going to be good,
mad
is it?
anxiety.
Yeah.
Like,
is it going to be the David Attenborough moment?
Unless it's happened.
Mm.
If it's happened, it's happened. You know what I'm referring to, don't you, Graham?
The big glorious day. What was it? The big beautiful day.
Big beautiful
right.
day.
The big beautiful day that we're all waiting for.
The deflation of the orange windbag.
Every day is just another sad day in the obituaries, man.
Well, yeah. I mean, I hate living in a world where there's no Brian Wilson, but there is a Murdoch.
Not just no Brian Wilson. I mean,
Proof there's no God, or if there is a God, he, she, it fucking hates us. Yeah, thoughts going out to Chris Barry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay, that was a test. Graham, I can post links in the chat. So there you go. Yuri, if you are now a moderator, so you can now post links.
Moderator.
Anyone else want to bribe me to become a moderator?
Down.
I still think people should be paying super chats for you to say certain words or dance. I think that's
I'll do
we're missing out there.
Dance badly. I'm not going to stand up.
You know what I mean? No, Tan, no.
No, don't you debase yourself. I'm talking about me.
Our audience doesn't have enough money for that, Tan.
Yeah, this
Graham,
is Super Tans.
Putting £2.50 in the chat to get Graham to dance on the table, our audience can afford that.
I thought you said super tan. Sorry, I didn't.
I did.
No, I'm sorry.
No. I can't, you can't afford me. No.
Power to the people with Graham Price saying every time someone says breaking news, I panic that Brian May, Paul McCartney, or David Attenborough has died. Yeah. Same here.
Attenborough was 100, wasn't he?
No.
Was it last week or the week before?
No. According to an AI generated meme, he was, but no, he's 99 in May. He was 99.
Oh, okay.
He'll be 100 next year, in next May.
So you see, I've been taken in by AI.
AI.
I think I will. Lying to you? I will weep for 1,000 days when Attenborough goes, and Paul McCartney. Yeah. I love Paul McCartney so much, man.
Questionable Absanities just dropped £10 into the super chat form, which might be the last one of the night because we're coming up to like midnight very soon.
Oh my God, really?
And Catherine is, I think she's just like in the kitchen waiting to come to bed. This is going to be our time. So, out of abundance of love for my partner, I'm going to have to wrap it up pretty soon. But questionable Absanity, the last editor for Future Guitar magazine died a month ago from bowel cancer that spread to his liver and brain. R.I.P. Chris Bird, aged 48, and my best friend at school. He is greatly missed. Oh, thanks very much.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Question about Santi, and I'm so sorry. That is so shit. Losing your mate like that at that age. That is no way. That is no.
To honestly, what I can attest to is a very fucking painful and horrible way to go. It's not a pleasant place to get it. So that's horrible.
No.
Especially at 48, you know. I've had my innings. I'm all right.
Oh, mate, no, we want you around for a bit longer, mate. Don't be checking out so soon. You know,
no, we've got 20 minutes. I'm fine.
You're no use to us, dads. Come on.
You'll just replace it. You'll replace me. Next week there'll be another mic in the room. And it'll
we might have a Mikey, but he's slightly different.
Yeah.
He's American for a start.
And much more lovely.
Americano.
No. Can I make a pitch? I saw somebody talk today. So I went to a conference today, and I'm also very proud of that. It's my first conference since COVID, and it was a tech sort of a mishmash of. It's called Evolve 25 in Brighton, and it was a mishmash of AI, tech, marketing, etc., and startup stuff. But the AI conversations, the panels, were really interesting in that we've had a lot of conversations about AI in here, particularly with Mikey and me. And there was a lot of that sort of creative angst about losing jobs and losing work and the value of work going down. But there was one person, Stephanie Antonian, who spoke and got rapturous applause from the room every time she spoke. And I want to get her on the channel and do an interview with her, Graham, at some point.
Sure.
Because she has this really unique take on AI. And it's an incredibly human take on it, which just says it's not that AI is a bad thing or a good thing. We are constantly framing this discussion as AI is definitely coming. Whichever side of the argument you're on, we are saying it's coming. What are we going to do about it? And she's basically saying, look, you can make a perfect robot hand, but if you hold it, you will not feel love. And we literally need to work out how to make this a useful tool to solve real problems, not can we do animation quicker and cheaper, but can we work out water supply in the Sudan, basically, to make sure that people don't die of cholera? Yes, if we use it for that, that's good. Let's make it
for
our
early
tool.
Detection for cancer, to be able to
And
go
she just
through.
has, and she has such a clear voice on it that I want her to be heard by a lot more people, because it's an unusual and unique
What's her name?
take on the whole thing. She's called Stephanie Antonian.
Stephanie Antonian.
Yeah.
My problem is that people are already getting weird with it. Like people are literally, there was that guy that has a girlfriend and a baby who has fallen in love with his chat bot because
There's talk about that.
And there's a divide even amongst us lot, like in our chat. Like there's people like there's you, Graham.
What did I do?
There's Graham, Mike.
He was like that when I found him, officer.
A few others that are like
AIDS dad again. Oh my God.
It's always about AIDS dad, man. You've got a chat bot called AIDS dad that you're in love with. You guys are like pro AI, or you don't see it as much of a threat.
No, I am pro regulated AI. I'm pro us getting control of it early, not late.
They're not going to.
No, but I think her voice was the clearest I've heard on this, and we had a good talk afterwards, and she wants to come on a show because for me it's about us looking at it completely differlemly. Sorry, really Tan.
I interrupted you as you were interrupted me, and we're all interrupting each other because we've got ADHD. But no, I think Mikey, me, and Aid have got a different perspective on it. But it makes for a really good, interesting discussion on it. I think because. It's not an echo chamber subject. Like we've all got different views on it.
Well, and at the moment, it hasn't fallen into a political divide, which is why I think it's well worth us discussing it, because it will. It definitely will fall into a political divide, I think. And I think, the bit that bothers me about it is that because it's affecting creative jobs at the moment, the creatives are being very noisy about it, and quite rightly so. But one of the things that Stephanie said today was, look, did any of us know 5 years ago that what we really needed was a much easier way to make a video of a cat on a fucking skateboard? Because no, we didn't. There's a list of problems in the world that we'd like to fix, and that is not a priority for any of us, basically. So, and in reality, she said, even if you make it yourself, nobody gives a shit, really. There's just, we are prioritizing the wrong things because of social media and everything else.
Yeah, this is exactly it. I mean, this is the sad thing. I mean, social media made us more lonely and detached than anything else. And it's supposed to be social. But it connected us with people that I don't know, we went to school with, etc. But sadly, there was this graph recently about how people meet each other nowadays. And you see like how it changes through the year. It's a little bit like that one where it shows the really depressing rent rises and wages as like they kind of go like that.
The gap increasing.
Yeah, it was like that, but it was with how people meet people now, and they kind of just don't meet people, and it's really hard because there's not.
Well, one of the panels was talking about the number of people that claim to be in love with their AI agent.
It's weird.
And I have direct experience of smart people I've met in the last couple of weeks that talk to me about how they use AI, and that's a relatively new thing for all of them. And they see them as trusted friends, as their best advisor. I talked to somebody the other day she got very angry about political posts, and she would go onto Facebook and comment, and was effectively trolling people, but from the left. And then she goes to ChatGPT and she started getting ChatGPT to rewrite them with her so that they're a bit more balanced. And she says, it's making me a better person. I said, it's making you a better fucking robot. That's what it's been. Just let ChatGPT write everything for you. You might as well.
It's very weird, man. I've only started using it in the last couple of months, and purely in order to gather research quite quickly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm finding that it is taking me kind of like just as long because I have to check its work. And I saw something the other week.
Because
and
it lies.
It hallucinates and it's not very
Yeah.
clever. Carol Cadwallader's Daily Show appearance was spot on about it. It's dumb. And it's but they're making a new model that's even more sycophantic and agrees with you more. But then I did find a disturbing thing the other week where, without prompting, knowing that I've asked it from a quite moderate, left-wing perspective, a lot of questions, it described people that are coming over on boats as young fighting age men.
Right.
And I was like, what? And I was like, why did you say that? And it was like, oh, you've caught me out. Sorry, didn't mean to say that. And it's like, why did you say that though? And it's like,
it's because it finds it in the algorithm. So,
but it finds it from like the internet. And if most of the content then is saying that kind of stuff, that just shows how much of a hold the right has on.
It's got no sense of context. That is the problem. It has it has huge trouble differentiating stuff that humans just know, instinctively. And I think that's always going to be a problem with it. But look, to me, it's like the internet. It's this tool that's come along and people will use it for evil and people will use it for great good.
Definitely.
And I'm with Mike on this one. It needs to be fucking regulated now. And I think that it's a bit, it kind of like, I don't see how there's any way of putting the genie back in the fucking bowl. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen.
And it just needs, to simply
regulated.
start with an agreed system of transparency, so we know where it's getting its information when it goes wrong.
If it's an AI generated image, it has to have a watermark in it, and that's easy enough to do.
Our government is simping for the tech bros and. Peter Thiel's all in our fucking NHS, and I have no faith in the governments to effectively manage it, considering they're still, in Carter 95 levels when it comes to tech.
Listen, Wayne's asking to come on the chat. We really need to wrap it up. I'm so sorry.
I want to go, guys. I'm tired.
I'd love to get Wayne on for 5 minutes, but I've got to go. I've got to set the bed up and put all the covers on and
the blow.
I've got to blow. So sorry, Wayne. Next week you'll be on, my friend. But yes, Mike, Tan, Scott, you're all absolutely awesome. I hope you have a great weekend, whatever happens.
Pride tomorrow.
Ooh, in where?
Yeah, Pride.
London Pride. Oh, you're going to have fun. All right, you get to bed, get a good night's sleep.
Thank you.
You might not get much sleep tomorrow night. Just a big shout out to everyone watching, everyone who's left a message in the chat. Thank you for being so civil. Big shout out to all our moderators as well. It's really helpful. And a big shout out to everyone who gave a super chat, especially Ori. Thank you very much for the mega chat. That's very, very kind of you. I'll be back on Sunday at 9:00 with Morning Brew. And until then, I'll say thanks for watching. Hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum, bum. Big thank you to George for the super chat. Everyone is so fearful of how AI can be used to abuse us, but there will be plenty of those who will abuse AI as well as being behind the abuse. Thank you, George, and good night.